With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, repairing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran should have feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what, because his code can be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals a slow machine. He's not in burp and leaning ban. It matters not if battery fun is shy, can't to see if hours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a bike, pretending they're from bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react, but isn't act. That is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and a win is in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay, and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Wednesday the 13th of March, 2024. Do hope you're all doing very well indeed. Hope you're enjoying your day so far and your week so far. As you can see, Phil Burnell's stream is live, he's online, he's just waiting for it to get built up, and he's trying to get like 200 people roughly to be there before he starts doing his usual talking, blathering bullshit. And yeah, it was a mixed day for Phil yesterday. Baldur's Gate 3 brought in the big bucks, $128. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, not as much, $5. So yeah, Phil actually had a very salty little unrecorded segment at the end of his Baldur's, Like a Dragon stream. And yeah, so this is clipped by Snort Hogan, by the way. It's only about 3 minutes long, but I thought I'd share this just to show Phil's frustration at not getting the support he kind of desires for Like a Dragon.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Code drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
All right, so guys, thank you so much. Great progress tonight. See you tomorrow for more. And for those watching on demand, enjoy. See you soon. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Reminder, tomorrow we are literally doing the same thing we did today a second time. So more Baldur's Gate 3 on the first game stream tomorrow, and more of this tomorrow night. I hope you'll come by and hang out with me again tomorrow night for more. But at this point, as you can see, like, I really like this game, and I'm happy that we're getting now closer to the end. But as you can see, I mean, literally we had $5 in tips, and like probably grand total $10 in super chats and no memberships tonight. Well, I take it back. I guess we did get one, but it was a troll who probably did an Argentinian membership. So it kind of sucks because I really like the game, and as much as I would like to do all the content in the game, I mean, how am I going to do that? Right? You see, these are the worst supported streams I've ever done. Like, no exaggeration. This game is the worst support I've ever gotten ever in my history of streaming for games. I've never gone $5 a whole stream. So I just got to get through the story at this point. Am I going to do side content?
You went on the funniest part about that. He's now done $5 for a whole stream. Like a Dragon has happened to him like 3 times now. It happened to him back on the 26th of February. It happened, actually, is that the second time it's happened to him? I thought it happened to him 3 times, but maybe it was only 2 times. No, it happened to him as well on the 24th of February, $5. The 26th of February, $5. And now, yesterday, the 12th of March, $5 buckaroos. So Phil has never had like $5 streams before in tip support, and now he's had 3 of them in the same game. It kind of tells you, I guess, what the fans think about this fucking game. But yeah, but I'm not a professional. Phil's a professional, you remember.
$5 a whole stream. So I just got to get through the story at this point. Am I going to do side content? Yes, I am eventually. I'm going to do it. But right now, I think the good idea is to get through the story as much as we can. Swapping jobs along the way where it makes sense. Like I said, when we get the big essence abilities for tennis player and samurai and stuff, we'll probably swap around. But I don't think that dilly-dallying any further makes sense in this game. It's obvious that there's no interest in it. It sucks. It's just us, you know, 200 people who are watching it. That's it. What are you going to do, right? So, anyway, all right, it's a good time. I still have a good time playing it, by the way. That's why I'm keeping it up, because I get people who come into my streams and they're like, why do you keep playing the game? No one supports it. Because it's not about support. I really like the game. I like
Could have fucking filled me.
chilling with you guys and hanging out and enjoying the game with you. That's what I'm here for. You know, I'm not here just to print money. You know, it's okay that we have a game that isn't doing well. It really is. I just can't play it extended then, right? We're already at this point after tonight. I believe we're around 45 hours into it. So we'll probably just focus on story until the end when it's like last chance to do side stuff and maybe do some then. We'll see what happens. But tomorrow, more of this. So tomorrow, just to make it clear, more Baldur's Gate 3 and more Like a Dragon tomorrow. We're going to get big variety on Friday when the Battlefront collection comes out. I'll be playing that all day long on Friday, okay?
So, hey guys, it's not an RPG. Please give me the monies now.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Please have a good evening. Be safe. And I hope to see you tomorrow for another day of RPG fun, all right?
Shut up, you piggy prick. So yeah, that was Snart Hogan's video clipping of Phil's unrecorded begment at the end of yet another pathetic $5 Like a Dragon stream. Phil's not live yet, is he? I was going to play some of this video. It's 11 minutes long. I'm not seeing any of it yet, but apparently it's very good. It is by a user called Shower Scam, and it's called DSP is not complaining about support. I was going to watch a little bit of it here. I wasn't going to watch the whole thing, but apparently this is a very good video, so I thought I'd share it with you guys, and would watch the first couple of minutes or something at the very least. And yeah, if it looks good, then I can also throw a link in chat, and we can, and you guys can check out at your own leisure.
By the way, I just want to say something. Shower Scam. I love your content so much, and you'll always be my favorite YouTuber. Keep up the amazing work.
But overall,
the streams are still going well. I'm enjoying them. I want to say thanks to anyone who's still attending them
why
and supporting them. Okay, today.
Absolutely.
Are you drunk? Not drunk enough.
We saw support dwindle, and it's probably honestly just a one-off thing because previously this week support was
great. What?
Support went really low today.
We barely hit the level 1 tips goal.
We?
Hi, the royal we.
On the Hogwarts stream. And,
It is what it is.
okay. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just matter of fact, yeah.
It was a slower day today.
But that doesn't mean that the playthrough's in jeopardy or anything. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's the biggest game right now.
Sounds to me like you're fucking complaining. Thank you to this. I mean, I don't know why it won't play notifications sometimes. So Dasauce sent super chat and it didn't play. It didn't trigger the animation sadly. But big ups to Dasauce for super chat. It says I watched a real man cry today as my dad lost his dog. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. The last connection to his late life. I'm sorry to hear that. It's losing a dog is never easy whatsoever. I never saw my dad cry much at all ever. You know what I mean? Like the only time I remember him crying is when he had to carry like one of his dogs who had passed on. You know, I had to help him out with it, but he was crying while we were carrying that dog, you know, to the car, and yeah, I mean it's something. It's amazing. Even the most stoic of people, like my dad, never really shed a tear usually ever. It felt like, you know. But the one time I can remember him passing, you know, shedding some tears was when my dog, one of our dogs had passed as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, sorry to hear that. So yeah, you say so. To continue the message, watch the old man cry today as well. Lost his dog, the last connection to his late wife, and then I see Phil whine and cry. He can't make $5 for Like a Dragon, but won't take care of his sick cat son. SMFH. Yeah, it's bullshit. Phil has no earthly concept of. He only cares about himself. Janky really fucking care of anything. Only Cat would care if something happened to Jasper. For Phil, it would be a means of losing out on a potential way to make more money. You know what I mean? There is no obvious real like Jasper is there for Cat. Jasper is not there for Phil. That is clear as day. You know, that's to appease her. That's like a peacekeeping offer thing here. I'll give you a wedding ring, honey, and I'll give you a pet cat and everything else. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean, obviously, obviously, it's never easy losing a pet, though. You know what I mean? So yeah, thoughts to your dad for losing, losing his dog, obviously, which was also a connection as well to his late life. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, obviously, it's time helps, as you'll know, and he'll know as well, I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's brutal. But yeah, hey, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's plenty of space in his heart. They'll give him some time. Maybe, after a little while, he can get a new dog, you know what I mean? With enough time, obviously not straight away, of course, you know what I mean? But yeah, and that's the thing about dogs, you know what I mean? There's always, dogs are just fucking fantastic for just taking a mate feel better, you know what I mean? And yeah, even if they are wee bitey buggers like my ones currently is, but yeah, hopefully your dad will be doing okay. That's all. Thank you very much for the super chat. And yeah, so Phil's going live now. I'm going to watch another minute or two of this video, and then we'll go to Phil's stream and start the bingo.
Okay.
It's time to sound the alarms!
It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but with all the other stuff going on right now and the new releases that are coming out next week, I would like to wrap up One Piece Odyssey this week if
possible.
So that way we can have it done before we head into a bunch of new games.
So we'll see what happens with that. Okay?
Support on the stream was
pretty bad. I think we raised like $10 in tips, and a good amount of super chats, like 25 bucks in super chats. So again, overall,
it's not a world-ending day or anything like that.
I'm not complaining, but
undoubtedly this is what idiots on the internet. Oh, he had the worst day ever. Oh, see, everyone hates Phil.
Okay, whatever you say.
Whatever you say, geniuses. One slow day.
Oh, it's terrible. Okay, dude.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good lord.
Is it that YouTube is not recommending the videos properly to subscribers? Because this also has happened infamously over the years.
Basically, what's happened is people subscribe to your channel. Now, when new content comes out, tell me about it. And then they don't get any notification whatsoever. So they have no idea new videos came out and they don't watch them.
Then they come days later like, what the hell? Why are there 3 days of content here? I didn't even know it existed.
This is very infamous on YouTube. People used to accuse YouTube of this
all the time, to the point where YouTube...
Did you just have a brain fart?
Programmers came out publicly on the internet claiming it wasn't true, and then people factually proved that it was happening, and then they literally never addressed it ever again because they basically looked like idiots.
The fuck is he talking about?
Jesus, okay. I'm going to leave it there. So, yeah, Shefty's asking what channel is this? So a link to the video is in the chat right now. This is from a channel called Shower Scam. And you know what? I'm going to subscribe. The videos are very... I mean, it's one of those things where the videos are quite funny. There's maybe a hint at times of over editing, perhaps. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, it's definitely a funny edit though. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Good clips to use to cut away from, for example. Not sure about the kind of random color, the red, seeing Phil bright red and the strange, the kind of reverse. I don't know what kind of effect that is. You know what I mean? Very strange filters being used in the video as well. But this is Shower Scams video. So yeah, big ups to them, and I seen it recommended by Darks of the Phil. Darks of the Phil's on Twitter, and I seen him saying if I ever again find it as an edit style detractor that's entertaining and nobody told me, you're banned. So I thought, I mean, if Darks of the Phil's approving of them, I guess I'll check them out. Also, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. No. No, some more. But yeah, that was a Shower Scams video, so I'll link again in the chat. I'll throw it again in chat, just why not? There we go, fucking tons of times. You can't see it, fucking see the fucking link. There you go. It's in the chat right now if you guys want to check out Shower Scams videos, and subscribe to them as well if you feel like it, if you like what you see. But yeah, Phil has gone live in his shitey little video. So let me just make sure. There we go. Guys, I will be right back. Give me a second.
I will put out positive, fun gameplay content for you guys, and I will continue to be successful that way. And if I fail, I fail, but at least at the end of the day, I can say, hey, it was a slow day. It's been a very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes, and only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I need to pay bills over the weekend. I appreciate those who contribute in any way, but please, if you can tip me, do that rather than these super chats and membership. I need that way more, okay? I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money.
That was an idiot. Didn't mean to press that. That's the wrong button right there. But I am back. I have returned. Sorry, but I had to take care of something there. Right, so we're ready to do bingo now. We're ready to start bingo. I'm out of fucking place right now. Sorry about that. Yeah, at time bingo, and somebody give me a fucking bingo number, random bingo number in the chat. Technically, Meester was first with 2008, so we'll use Meester's suggestion for 2008. Even though I feel like they posted that before they heard me ask for it. Bit sneaky of them, but I'll let it slide. 2008. There we go. And this is a bingo board we have for today's game. So, we need the following for today's bingo to get a full house. We need fail to say percent, necessarily him burping, him making a weird noise, and him saying using the hateful slurs. Then we need him to say addition, him touching his eye, him saying feedback, honest, and literally. The third row is Phil touching his face, him getting at least $30+ in tips, him saying the funny thing is okay, and him pointing at the camera. The fourth row is Phil butchering a word, him saying voted variety, new games, and what I mean by that is. And the fifth and final row is Phil laughing, him discussing politics, him saying tips, fun, and finally interactive. That's the bingo card we have for today's game. Thank you, Meester, for suggesting the number. And of course, the aim of the game is to try and get a full house, 25 out of 25 on a bingo board you see for you, and if we manage to do that, we will add it to the prize fund, which currently is sitting at $110. If we win bingo today, the prize fund will go up to $135. So yeah, of course at the end of the month, we will do a bingo marble race and we'll determine who gets to fucking win. So yeah, fingers crossed, obviously, you know. But if you want to make sure though, if you want to be able to have a chance of winning the bingo current prize pool fund or whatever, you've got to make sure you have a comment on the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. In the description of this live stream, there's a community post. If you've not commented on it yet, then do it before the end of the month, so you have a chance of winning a prize, whatever that prize may be, come the end of the month. Now, of course, there's a variety of ways for us to get free spaces on a bingo card you see before you. For example, if Phil snorts or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that will give us a free space. And if we get 100 likes on this bingo stream before I finish playing bingo, not only will that give us a free space as well, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations. So there you go. I think I covered all the bases. Let me just press the random Scottish soundboard button to send us off into battle once more.
Is there nothing on the internet that I won't masturbate to?
And on that awkward note, let's begin the bingo. Good luck, everybody. Here we fucking go. Oh, we assigned an Eagle 1.25. I knew I forgot about that. Normal speed. Fucking heaven forbid. Anyway, at time go.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's the Level 1 Podcast, and this is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. After an interesting week, basically trying to get as far in my ongoing playthroughs as I can, right? Before new releases hit starting this Friday, which is obviously a very good thing. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of March, 2024. I hope that you're all doing well and ready for a chill day. Today's definitely going to be a chill day because, number one, there's not much to talk about on the show. All week, pretty much every single day, we've had major gaming news, but not today. So because of that, we're just going to basically do our usual, recap schedule segment. And then, if you guys so choose, we can do suggestion box, which you guys have actually been asking for a bit here. You've been saying, when are we going to go back to the suggestions box and review what people suggested? And hey, we could do it today if you so choose. Today is also a full day of RPGs, meaning Baldur's Gate 3 on the first stream, and More Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on the late stream. And the good news is we're making big progress in both games. With Baldur's Gate 3, we are wrapping up quest lines that have kind of been going on throughout the entirety of the game. For example, we're in the middle of this Hag quest line that started way back in Act 1, and now it's actually continuing on and wrapping up all the way here in Act 3. So it's good to finally have those resolutions, and I think we'll continue on doing quests like that, trying to wrap up things that have been, ongoing through the game. We actually have several quests to do for various companions that we can finish up. Then tonight on Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, of course, we've got the story going into overdrive. Like, after several streams of lingering in Chapter 8, which is back in Japan with Kiryu and a new party of people who you recruit, now we're going into, like, back and forth pinballing between Japan and Hawaii with the story, and the story is going, like, super fast. We already beat Chapter 8, then we got almost all the way through Chapter 9. It's like, whoa. So it looks like we'll be making some big progress in that game, too. And, of course, this is all good because Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon are the two games that I'm looking to try to finish as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of this month, at least one of them, if not both, because then we can fully focus on all new games coming out, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth can be our one RPG that we focus on, okay?
Burger.
So, good stuff going on here. So it's going to be a more relaxing day, right? No stressful gameplay, no freaking out, no crazy game news to go over. So a little bit more relaxed and laid back, which is always a good thing. I hope that you guys are ready to chill with me today here on the show. Although, I don't know how long we'll be able to chill for too long. And the reason I say that is because we just got word here in Washington State, we're going to have a heat wave this weekend. It's March. It's freaking March. And we're about to have 70+ degree weather this weekend. When it's 70 degrees outside, it's about 85 to 90 degrees in this office. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be sweating it out. I mean, I've been wearing long sleeve shirts and stuff like this since the fall. I'm likely going to be wearing short sleeve shirts this weekend. I have to. I'm going to be sweating. So, anyway, I just can't wait for that, man. Anyway, no AC yet because it's March. It's freaking March. It wouldn't make sense to put the air conditioner in this early, Put it in later. Probably put it in like late April, May if possible. Not going to be trying to put it in early, especially when, some nights are so cold we still have the heat on, right? Anyway, so I think what we should do is just kind of briefly recap where we're at with everything. As I just stated, Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon playthroughs are in a very similar situation. Baldur's Gate 3, we're much closer to the end, I would say. But Like a Dragon, we're actually advancing really fast after last night's stream. And the goal here is to try to play these games enough so that we can beat them hopefully by either the end of March or like really early April. Because as much as I like the games, as much as I like chilling and engaging and enjoying them with you, they're basically outstaying their welcome. Baldur's Gate, we've been playing over 3 months, over 110 hours in. It's still not done. Like a Dragon, not as much of overstaying the welcome. It's definitely a faster-paced game when you're focusing just on the story, but it has a ton of side content. It's got optional dungeons. It's got Sujimon training. It's got all this, and the question is, do I really want to do all of that? Like, people have actually brought up the fact that, like, literally at this point, you don't even need to do the Sujimon at all. Sujimon, just for those who don't know, it's their take on Pokemon. They're trying to do like a spin-off game of Pokemon, much like the Dondoko Island is kind of a spin-off of Animal Crossing. It's in there for side content, but literally people are saying the only reason you really need to do it is because it unlocks a new job class. It's the best job class in the game, but at the same time, it's not necessary. And I'm having no problems with the combat of the game. I'm enjoying the job classes I have and everything, so I don't really need it. So, it seems like, these games are full speed ahead, doing great progress, right? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'll be honest with you guys, I like it, but it's definitely kind of floundering. And what I mean by that is, number one, we're only like 20 hours in, and we're already seeing shortcomings of the game. For example, the second open world area, when we started to do it, we realized it's almost exactly the same as the first. In fact, it is. It's the same kind of fights, the same kind of exploration, the only difference is that it has a Fort Condor minigame. Everything else is the same as the first open area. So, if the whole game's like that, that essentially means that the story elements will probably be really good, and every time we get to an open world area, it's like, oh, it's the samey. It's too samey, right? So I'm curious how that's going to pan out, and people are saying, much like the other RPGs I'm playing, Final Fantasy VII, if you do it in its entirety, is like 100 hours. And it's like, boy, they really, this year, game devs, I hate to say it, maybe not game devs in general, but the publishers and whoever's in charge of these studios, they really dropped the ball. You cannot release this many insanely lengthy, similar style games and expect that in a 3-month period, they're all going to do well. If you're a massive fan of RPGs, you're like, oh, I'm eating a gourmet meal, but you can only eat so much before you gorged yourself and you're full. And that's what's happened. If these games had been spanned out over the course of the year, like imagine if Like a Dragon was January, okay? Persona 3 Reload was like early March. And then Final Fantasy was May. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like every few months, another one, all the way through the year. Now you have a month to 2 months to play each one, tackle it, and it would have made sense. by dropping all of them within 3 to 4 months, you've front-loaded the year with RPGs, and now what will happen is everyone will want RPGs late in the year, and there will be none, right? It's really sad. Anyway, I really do feel like, sadly, that's what's happened. It's just such an overload of similar games that attention wanes, and that's, you know, who's going to pay attention to a 100-hour playthrough unless you're playing it yourself, right? So, definitely, I feel like this is the situation. You know, some people have actually been saying in the chat recently, are you aware that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth actually has lower sales than Final Fantasy 16 did last year in the same time frame? And you got to think about, well, why would that be, right? Is there a reason? Well, number one, I think Final Fantasy 16 had an insane amount of hype behind it because it's a numbered Final Fantasy, right? Whenever there's a new numbered iteration, you're so excited to see what they've done, what the new elements are, and a lot of people just on the name alone will pre-order and buy that game. In the case of Rebirth, this is the second in a trilogy of games. It's a continuation. So, yeah, people who liked the first one should jump on it, but we just had Final Fantasy 16 not a year ago, and RPG overload. This is actually what I've been telling you guys, is that there's too many of the same kind of game in a short period of time. If, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, the Grand Blue Fantasy game, and I think there was even another one too, if those 4 games hadn't released within the month before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, how much you want to bet the sales would have been higher? I'm just saying, this is what happens. But when you develop games and you live in a bubble, and you don't pay attention to your environment around you, and you just think, well, my shit doesn't stink, my game's the best out there, so people are just going to buy it, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Again, this would have been the equivalent of if Street Fighter 6 comes out and a month later Tekken 8 came out. Well, what did you think would happen? They're going to cannibalize each other. It doesn't matter how good each is, it's the same market, you know? Anyway, the point I've been making for the last several months is valid. The good news is, since we are making a push for progress in all of these games, they're going to be done sooner rather than later. And we've got brand new games coming up starting Friday. In fact, this morning, I purchased the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection on PlayStation 5. It actually was sold for a discount because I'm a PlayStation Plus subscriber, $31.50. I think that's like $3.50 off or something, because I think the full price is $34.99. So it's not a huge discount, but hey, it's a discount. Yes, I'll be playing that starting Friday, and we already have been talking about this all week. I've decided I'm just going to play it all day Friday. We're going to ride it out and see how it goes. Just play it literally the entirety of the day and see if it does well. You know, I don't know how it's going to play. I don't know how it's going to go. Honestly, you know, we don't know much about it. Like, for example, is all of the gameplay in one game? Or when you boot this thing up, is it going to say, oh, do you want to boot Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2? Right off the bat, that's a bad idea. Because if it does it that way and all the multiplayer is separated, you're going to have 2 different player bases playing the 2 versions, and no one's going to know which has the bigger player base or which is the better one. So already you're confusing gamers. This is the equivalent of with the recent Capcom collection, where it'll be like, oh, there's 5 versions of Street Fighter 2. Well, what version is anyone going to play? Right? Oh, there's 4 versions of Darkstalkers. What version are people going to try to play online? They're all going to be trying to do different versions and not jiving and not finding each other. So I really hope that the multiplayer is all put in together so it's easy to matchmake and find matches and things, but you don't know, right? But anyway, I got it on PS5. Why? Player base. We know that this game's likely going to sell way more on PS5 than Xbox just because there's more PS5s out there than Xboxes. It kind of sucks because I would have had surround sound if I had it on Xbox. I get true surround sound from my Xbox. I don't get that from PS5. It's kind of simulated. And that stinks because it really would have helped with a game like this. But I would much rather play against the bigger grouping of players and having no issues matchmaking or whatever than just have surround sound and sit around waiting for matches because no one's playing, right? So that's where I got it. And yeah, I'm going to try it all day Friday. We're going to see how it goes. I hope it goes well. I hope that it's something refreshing and different and fun for you guys. It's way better than those remakes that they did. Not really remakes, but when they tried to redo the series in the 2010s. Those didn't hold a candle to the original Battlefronts. The original Battlefronts were easy to jump in, jump out, have a ton of fun, swapping classes. It wasn't about, oh, you have to play and unlock a stat that artificially makes this better or worse, and you get a randomized loot pull that gives you something. That was all bullshit. This game is just fun from the get-go, and you don't need to fuck around with it to basically unlock good things. It's all in there from the start. But I am a little nervous because, number one, the graphics really haven't been overhauled, and number two, there's no crossplay. So with no better graphics and no crossplay, I'm very wondering how it's going to go. You know, is it going to be a good gameplay experience or not? I guess we're going to find out on Friday. So yeah, all day Friday, Battlefront Collection coming out, and that's something fresh and new, thankfully. A week from Friday is Rise of the Ronin, and I'm definitely going to be checking that out now that we have the initial information out there about what it is. An open world game experience similar to Elden Ring / Sekiro with cool combat elements and whatever. Sounds good to me. It sounds like something refreshing that we need. That way it's not samey around here with every game being an RPG. It's going to feel very different. So just between those two games, that's a lot of variety that's going to be coming up on the channel. And then, of course, if we decide to play other games like Alone in the Dark or something like that, that's also going to be variety. Now, you might say, well, what about Dragon's Dogma 2? Yeah, I want to play it. It was always on my schedule. But the fact that there's too many RPGs out right now, I can't play another one. I have to finish the games I'm playing before I take on other ones of the same genre. So maybe once we beat Baldur's Gate, maybe once we beat Like a Dragon, okay, and those are out of the rotation, then we can look to say, hey, focus more on Final Fantasy VII and maybe add another one. But I'm definitely not committing to anything like that until we get through the 2 that we're playing right now, okay? So there you go. But I would like to play Dragon's Dogma 2. I loved Dragon's Dogma 1. I thought it was an outstanding game back in the day, and you know, I was actually one of the people on the channel who loved it more than the viewership. Like, I remember playing it and loving it and grinding with it at night and stuff like that and putting out all this content on it, and people were like, it's not that good. I was like, what do you mean? I think it's great. I love the game, but the interest definitely, like, panned out over time while I kept playing the game because it was such a long RPG at the time. So, schedule-wise, it's very simple. Today, Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. I'm off tomorrow. I hope you all have a safe and fun day. I'm back on Friday with Battlefront Classic Collection all day long. I can't wait to immerse myself in an awesome multiplayer experience with you guys for 5+ hours on Friday. Saturday, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Like a Dragon. Sunday, React Day, where it's DSP versus the internet on DSP Reacts and Retro React to Heavy Rain, which we're almost done with now on DSP Throwback. Monday, it'll be Baldur's Gate 3 and no late stream. Luckily, this will be the final day of the month where I don't stream at night because I'm going to wrap up my private Patreon videos and my other stuff behind the scenes that I've been working on. It should all be done by then, and then I can move forward with full double streams for the rest of the month. Okay? Probably Tuesday, more Final Fantasy VII and Like a Dragon, or Battlefront, we'll see. And then same thing, Wednesday, probably more Baldur's Gate 3 and either Like a Dragon or Battlefront at night. Okay? So hopefully in another week's time, we'll be way further into these games, and hopefully near the end of some. Because when Rise of the Ronin comes out, that's going to be a featured stream, in which case we're going to have to cut back on other games. It's like, I'll tell you right now, the game that's going to suffer the most is Final Fantasy VII. It's going to basically be on the back burner for a bit until we wrap up the other games, and then it's going to become more featured and prominent. I just need to do that because I can't be playing 7 games at once, you know what I mean? So something's got to kind of go on hold, and I'm going to do that. So, okay. My nose is bothering me. Hold on one second, everyone. I'm about to sneeze.
And so he fucks off to sneeze. Will we hear him? Will we hear his sneeze?
Oh.
Maybe not. What a boring podcast so far. Jesus Christ, it's been just fucking sheer recap of the same old bullshit about we already know of. Come on, Phil, waddle back. Waddle your little ass back.
Sorry about that. By the way, here's some good information. All right, listen to this. Because the microphone now has filters on it, you guys likely will not hear the landscapers outside on these Wednesdays until they're like right outside. So for example, they were out there in the background, but you didn't hear them, right? Because remember, this microphone is going to be, you know, muting all low sounds. So I very much bet you didn't hear it at all, right? That's an excellent improvement. You'll only hear it, they're like right out there. And when they're right out there, I got to close the window anyway because I can't hear myself think. So this is good. This is actually going to help the podcast a bit. Excellent. Okay. All right. That's really all I have to talk about when it comes to schedule and, you know, the state of games and stuff. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's still coming and hanging out with me. I know these last 2 months have been rough, and what I mean by that is the fact that everything's an RPG, except for Tekken, right? Everything has been an RPG. The new games that came out that were supposed to fill in the gaps so everything wouldn't be an RPG, they sucked, so I didn't play them. I didn't play Suicide Squad, right? Hell World only worked out for like a couple weeks, and then it got boring, you know? So all these games that were supposed to be in between filler, I ended up skipping because they weren't interesting. And then, of course, the one game that comes out that would have been different, Helldivers 2, is an online co-op shooter, and I don't do co-op shooter games. So it's like, everything kind of just came together in an annoying way that I was just kept playing the same style of game over and over, you know. And now that I'm done with Tekken 8, so we have time for like Battlefront and other stuff, obviously, you know, we're going to have a little bit more variety. I'm happy about that, and I want to say thanks to those who hung in there. I know for many, you guys have been away. It's just funny, because like I've been telling you guys, no exaggeration, on the podcast, I'm getting more attendance and engagement and support than when I boot up the RPGs. I actually am. The podcast is getting sometimes double the viewership of when I'm streaming an RPG. It's like, wow. Now listen, I love RPGs. I really, really do. I'm sad that my audience doesn't like them as much as me, because if my audience loved RPGs as much as I did, I've actually probably be going crazy good right now. But the sad fact is, my audience is the opposite in that regard. They're not that into RPGs. And
yet you're playing Freedom at the same time, so it kind of tells us that you're not really caring about what your audience wants.
Have been. You know, the exception would be like if I'm playing like a Bethesda game like Skyrim or something like that. But outside of that, I understand that you guys aren't that much into the RPG deal, and so I need to try to get other stuff going on, and now we're finally doing that, okay? But thank you to those who did chill with me over the last 2 months. Finally, that's all changing starting this Friday, that we're doing something different. And thanks for your patience, okay? Okay. Today, please support the streams if you can, being that it's my final streaming day of the week. admittedly, certain streams always do well and others don't. Like, for example, Baldur's Gate 3 has been doing good every single stream. We always have a good amount of engagement and support. And then I play Like a Dragon, it's the complete opposite. It's like the deadest streams that I've ever had in my history of streaming. So it would be great to have some support today in any form, whether it's on the podcast, on the Baldur's Gate stream, on the Like a Dragon stream. I know there's audiences for all the games. It's just weird the way that it works like that, you know? Okay. So guess what? The only news I have for today, all right? The only news is that PlayStation released their PlayStation Plus lineup for the month. And I figured, why not just cover that briefly? Here, we'll pretend like this is a news segment when really it's not. So.
Well, it's never a news segment with you. This is not news. This is some fucking lazy buffoon reading this fucking Twitter or X feed, pretending to know what he's fucking talking about.
If you are part of standard PS Plus, you get nothing. Actually, I don't know. What I have is, if you're part of PS Plus Extra, so this is the middle tier of PS Plus, which I don't know who would get it, but apparently it's a little bit more expensive than the standard PS Plus subscription.
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
You've got NBA 2K24 Kobe Bryant Edition, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Resident Evil 3, Lego DC Supervillains, Mystic Pillars Remastered, Blood Bowl 3, Super Neptunia RPG, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot PS5 Edition. What's funny about that is I would say out of all those games, not that they're bad games, but the only game there that's new-ish is NBA 2K, right? Like those other games, Midnight Suns is like almost 2 years old, and it flopped, by the way. It didn't do well at all. Resident Evil 3, you mean from like many years ago, the remake that actually people didn't like as much as 2, okay? I'm sure we're all, you know, very excited for Lego DC Supervillains. We totally wouldn't have bought that for $5 at the discount store at this point, right? So it's funny because this is what they're offering is like the premium membership. It's like, what is this? Like, who would want these? Who hasn't played them and would want them today in 2024? Here's the PS Plus Premium Classics, meaning if you have the premium level, the most expensive level of PS Plus subscription, here's what you get. Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. I don't even know what Jak and Daxter game that is. I guess it's one of the later ones. Cool Borders, God's Eater Burst, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. Again, I just hate to say it, this PS Plus premium memberships just don't have value. You know, they thought, oh, let's do this to compete with Game Pass. Then they claimed they weren't because it was so far inferior. And now it's like they don't even try. Like, those are all games, again, it's fine if you have the subscription. And you just, oh, pleasant surprise, there's a few games there maybe I never played. But it's like, but who's going to pay to specifically get those games? I can't think of a single person. Most of those games are already on extreme discount everywhere. They're not games that have much value, right? I said maybe the NBA game because that's the latest NBA 2K game. But outside of that, there's just nothing there. So I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know why Sony launched the service at this point. Because now we're almost 2 years into it. And they sure haven't found any kind of value to the service. It's very confusing. Anyway, okay, ladies and gents. We're going to do shout-outs in a bit, but before we get to shout-outs, I think we should do some suggestion box because we actually have ample time to do it today. All right? Sound good?
Oh,
so let's do it. Let's jump in.
This might be
the
rough.
Suggestion box. For those who don't know, you can add a suggestion to the suggestion box right now by typing !suggestion into the stream chat. It's also just a community post that was from like a month ago on the channel, and you can find it, but if you use the link in the stream chat, that's how you'll get to it. So we're going to pick up where we left off last time we did a suggestion box. This one's actually... from someone who I guess I accidentally banned them last night on the Like a Dragon stream, Tubs, and I unbanned them now, just so you know, Tubs. I don't know if you're around today or not, because they were here last night, and they said something that they definitely shouldn't have said, all right? It wasn't offensive, but it was referencing to, you know, a detractor thing, and I was like, dude, if you say that, you're going to bring attention to it. So, you know, I basically timed him out and banned him, and then he emailed me, he's like, no, that was the real me, sorry I did that, so I unbanned them. Anyway, here's it. Oh, all right, landscapers are outside. I actually have to close the window now, guys, because they're getting really loud for me.
What did Tubs do? Did he fucking bring attention to it? What was it? Was there another fake Argentinian member bomb or something? God knows what crime they committed. Oh, rushing to close the windows. Jesus Christ, man, Phil.
Yeah, they're literally right outside the window now, so I'm like, I gotta close it now so I can pay attention here. So I can focus on what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. Ready?
Nope.
Okay, so Tub says the following. Now, keep in mind, I want to say this was about a month ago when we opened the suggestion box again. So some of this might be a little outdated, so might not. We'll have to see. He says, please lower the amount of ads. I definitely think you should be running ads, but I'll listen to the podcast for an hour and I get 6 ads in that period of time. I'm getting to a point where I just watch on demand because of excessive ads and certain chatters trying to get your attention. Now, to address this, first of all, I can't actually see the frequency of ads, and that's a problem. I wish I could. YouTube keeps changing the process, and this is YouTube's fault, and I apologize for it, because I want to be in control of my streams, and I can't be. So, for example, what used to happen is every time YouTube would run an ad, there would actually be a pop-up in the bottom left-hand corner of my stream dashboard, and it would say an ad is about to run, click here.
Well, if your live streams then go private, then why'd you have ads in them? Just fucking have the ads only for on-demand content. Keep ads off your live streams. Problem solved. There you go. Hell man, I don't know. People are asking, can we go faster? I mean, I can go 1.5 speed, but there is a risk we'll catch up to live DSP because we're only 4 minutes behind. So on your own head, be it, but at 1.5 now.
Here to skip. And there used to be significant amounts of times I would see that, and I'll say, oh, I'm going to skip that ad because I'm in the middle of something important on my podcast, or there's a cutscene, an important one going on in the game, and it only happens like half the time now. And I don't understand if that's a change that was intended or not, if they screwed it up, because it was gone for like a month. Then it came back. Now I'm seeing it sporadically. Like literally this entire morning on the podcast, I haven't seen a single thing that said stop an ad from playing. Yeah, I know you guys probably have seen ads, right? Can you guys confirm? Hold on, let's confirm. Have you guys seen ads on the stream today at all? Or have you not seen any ads? Maybe that's what it is. No ads, and then I don't see the pop-up. Have you guys seen any ads running on the stream? I gotta wait for an answer. Hold on. Yes. Okay, people are saying, yes, we've seen ads. Okay, so...
I've not seen ads because I have an ad blocker because I'm a piece of shit like that.
From my understanding, all right, how it's supposed to work, okay, is that at most, you're only supposed to get an ad every 15 minutes. At most. YouTube is not supposed to hit you with more than one ad per 15 minutes, okay? So if you're actually seeing more than that, YouTube, I think, is screwing up. And I have had a few people in the last month noticing this, so I don't really know what's going on with it. Now, what people are actually saying to me is it seems to differ depending on where you are in the world, because remember, different regions get different ads, but also what version of YouTube you're using. Because some people are saying it's a different experience if you're watching on your desktop or PC versus if you're watching on an app, like on a TV, versus if you're using your phone. That all three are delivering different experiences. And some people, I guess someone just said it in the chat earlier, it seems like the mobile version for your phone is the worst, where for some reason you guys are getting way more ads, but then like on desktop, it's totally fine. Like Nico just said, it's fine for me. I've gotten like one ad so far the whole stream. And you know, the stream's been going now for what, 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so? That would make sense. Probably there's another ad coming up for you then. If it's every 15 minutes, right? Then you should be getting another ad in about 10 minutes, right? So I guess the question is, what is really going on with YouTube? Okay, because I really don't know. I wish I could control it. Like I said, if I saw excessive ads popping up, I would literally click and cancel them. And now that feature is removed. So I don't know. I can't even tell when you guys are seeing an ad at this point. It just seems to be like a necessary evil now that YouTube is screwing this stuff up and I have to deal with it and you have to watch them. Here's the thing. Number one, I never ran those ads ever for years, correct? And then you guys said, no, we want to help support you, especially with these issues going on.
I don't remember anyone ever saying that, Phil. Can you point, please, at the people that said that?
Please run ads. So I started running them. You know what I'm saying? And now you guys are saying, well, there's too many ads. So it's like, well, I could turn it off, but then it's going to hurt the channel. Already I'm hurting. You have to understand something. I'm hurting bad right now. I don't talk about it that often, but because those gifted memberships screwed the whole channel up, I haven't gotten them back. So we're talking, I lost a ton of revenue that I'm not regaining. And
oh, you cannot lose revenue you never had in the first place. You cannot lose money you never had. I don't know how to fucking explain that more clearly to you. It's money you could have potentially had people fucking renewed their memberships, you know, that were gifted to them in the first place, but they didn't. So it's money you could have had, but you didn't fucking get because people did not renew their memberships of their own volition. So, yeah, Phil, you haven't lost money. You just didn't get as much money as you would have liked. Completely different thing.
And the fact that right now we're in RPG stagnation mode is just making things worse. You know, it would be great if I could see a resurgence with Battlefront, with Rise of the Ronin, and maybe with another game by the end of the month, but there's no guarantees that's going to happen. If I stay at the level I'm at right now, I'm already bleeding and in pain, and it's like, well, now you guys are annoyed by ads, so now just punch the wound some more. It ain't going to make things better. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to make things even worse. So, I understand what you're saying, Tubs. I wish I could control it. Trust me, if I could manually stop certain ads, I would, but it seems like that doesn't even work properly anymore. How is it today? I don't see it in the pop-up at all, and yesterday I was seeing it. I don't get it. YouTube is all screwed up, all right? So it is what it is. Now, I could turn ads like way lower, but what I saw, if you go to the low, because there's 3 versions, if you go to the low ads, it only plays an ad at most like once every half an hour. But when I was doing that, I literally saw nothing. Nothing. Seriously. So I don't even, you know, I don't even know if that's worth it. If there's 0 ads, it's going to hurt the channel. You know what I mean? What I would recommend, again, I got to recommend this. Consider getting YouTube Premium. It is a great service. You don't ever see an ad on YouTube. Everyone who runs ads gets the credit as if you watch the ad. There's tons of benefits to it. All right, we were just talking about it yesterday. YouTube Music is an app. You get all this music if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber. It's part of the package. You know, I would definitely recommend that. Okay, so here's the thing. Tubs, thank you for the feedback. I don't want my user experience being hindered by tons of ads. At this point, I don't really know how to fix it besides just turning off the ads. But if I did that, I'm going to need more support. And as you know, I already asked for it. I don't think that sitting here asking for more support all day because I turned off the ads is really going to be a beneficial thing. So it's kind of a necessary evil right now. If YouTube fixes the problem, so I can disable certain ads when they happen, when they're badly timed, I will do that. But they've disabled that, and I don't know why. Okay? Okay. Continuing on, he says, you should start trying to take an extra stream off a week for your own well-being, even if it's just twice a month during a slow period. I really think you should use extra free time. Number one, I am doing that this month, but I'm not doing it for a good reason. I'm doing it because I have to do private patron videos and work on taxes and other business stuff. I wish I could take off an extra day. Don't you think I would like to do that? You know, I don't like being here 6 days a week full time and not spending time with my family. I have to be here to pay my bills. You know,
Phil, it's a very good suggestion because what's the alternative? You know your Like a Dragon streams don't get much support whatsoever. You got $5 for the third time from same game. Rather than do that stream, you could have had a night off. It is when you know you haven't got big fucking things to play on a schedule, you could fucking just say, you know what, I'm not gonna fucking do a stream tonight, I'm gonna have a night off instead, since I know it's not gonna get a lot of support regardless. But nah, Phil needs that $5, it really does.
Again, it's wishful thinking. Turn off ads and take more time off. Okay, Tubs, but where does the money come from then, right? And you have to understand, I don't work a salary job. A day that I don't work is a day that I don't make money to pay the bills. So that's why I have to be here as much as I am.
Phil, you actually make money every single fucking day based on your fucking historical archive of videos across 3 different channels that you get ad revenue on. So, but you do make money every day. Even the days you're not working, you're still making money based on your historical archive of content.
Maybe that'll change in the future, but it's not changing anytime soon. Things are sadly going this way now, this year. I was doing good by the end of last year. Things were actually going well. You know, I was doing good on YouTube, great member support and everything. And then, number one, the fake memberships completely screwed the channel over. I went from having 500 to 800 legit members. Now we're down to like 200-300 a month. And all that revenue is lost. And there's nothing.
Well, organically, you only had like 300 members. Like, organic members. You had people whaling members like crazy to you before and you didn't fucking mind because, oh, these guys are paying in American dollars, it's fantastic. And then all of a sudden people start using the Argentinian VPN kind of way to do it so you can get cheap memberships in your channel. All of a sudden you got way more members but you're getting far less money for it. It's almost like the members didn't fucking mean anything, it was just the money.
I can do about it, okay? And then in addition to that, now RPG stagnation. So it's a thing on top of a thing. And 5 in a row, that's concerning. It's really hurting me bad and I'm bleeding. And I need to get through this time before we can consider scaling back on things that are helping the channel to make money, okay? Okay, okay, our next post here is actually from OP Boone, and OP Boone, as you know, usually has some really good suggestions, many of which I've already implemented, okay? So, here we go. Ready? So he says, the idea of a podcast cold open intro is good, but I feel a 30-second you're ready for the stream intro lowers the effectiveness when you do it. It'd be better to cut that intro from the recorded YouTube videos so you can still use it for the stream audience. Just start the recording after the guitar riff intro is done and the video opens with your cold open, immediately introducing the viewer to the topics coming up on the show. So, for clarification purposes, what OP Boone is referencing is the beginning of the show.
So basically, he's telling Phil, hey, instead of fucking pressing start the crappy guitar riff intro, you know, straight away, whatever as you're recording, just don't hit record until after that shite intro is done. Very simple solution, very sound solution. Phil might fucking have some strange reason why I can't fucking do that because, oh, I'll need to fucking time the button press right.
Where the first thing I do is I play that clip that says, are you ready for the stream? And it plays a guitar riff, right? Then that fades out and then a version of my intro usually plays, but it depends on the day. For example, if it's a day where I have a lot of topics to talk about, I'll appear on camera first and say, hey everyone, it's the Level 1 podcast and here's what we're talking about today. I'll be right back. And then we do a shorter version of the intro. That lasts way shorter, it's a bridge, and then we get right to the show. That's the cold open version of the show. Now, if I have a day when I don't have a lot to talk about, I don't have like a real good cold open to do, I'll go straight from that guitar riff, it fades out, and then I go to a longer version of the intro, okay? And that version basically is me dancing around my old green screen footage and stuff like that. And so I alternate those, depending on the day and depending on the subject matter that I have to talk about, all right? Now, to start, he says, the you ready for the stream segment should be cut from the on-demand videos. Now, first of all, why do I even use that clip? It's very simple, because I have a stream running, and when that stream is about to start the podcast, I want people to know that guitar riff is the synonymous noise you guys all know. Oh, the show's starting. Let me get ready, right? Because remember, before then, there's just music running.
Yeah, if that's good for that is good for a streaming audience. Oh, here's a fucking thing telling us the stream's going live. It is not necessary for on-demand audiences. So he's telling you, press the record button after that fucking guitar riff intro is finished playing.
So you're getting ready for the show to start. If you want to know exactly when it's starting, listen for that guitar riff. It's notable now. Everyone remembers it. Everyone recognizes it. They even put guitar emotes in the chat when it's going, so you know, oh, the show's starting. So let's say you're in another room, right? Or you're not paying attention. You just got it running in the background, and you're wondering when the show's going to start. You'll know when you hear the guitar riff. That's why I have that. It's mostly for the stream viewers. Admittedly, it doesn't really do anything for the on-demand video viewers. So if you guys think that would be beneficial to not have that in the on-demand video, I cut it out. In fact, guess what I did this morning? I cut it out because I actually scanned these suggestions early, and I said, oh, that's one I could try implementing today. So for those of you watching this podcast on demand, please let me know. Leave a comment. Give me feedback. Do you like the guitar riff at the beginning of the show? Does it help at all, or is it just worthless to you? I'm going to keep playing it on the stream, but I don't have to record it in the video. I could just record right with either the cold open or the intro. Okay? So there you go. Now, the second half that OP Boone says, he says, I'd also look into only using the shorter level 1 podcast intro instead of the full minute long one. The intro isn't much more than some text with various effects playing for an entire minute. It's more interesting if the intro is a minute of fun highlights from previous shows or something. You should consider the perspective of a viewer when looking for improvement. I started doing these timestamps for myself to see where interesting topics are on your podcast. Others seem to appreciate them. I admit I fully skip the intro and recap segments, but I'll tune into schedule segments for games and streams that I'm interested in. Then I'll see what else is going on with the timestamps and click to those for the day. So that was a lot of information to absorb. All right. The first thing he's basically saying is always use the shorter level 1 podcast intro. Fair enough, but as I just stated, I don't have a cold open every day. Today, I literally didn't have a cold open. Why? What are we doing today? What am I supposed to do? Come on camera and say, oh, it's a slow day, not much going on. We'll do suggestion box. See you in a sec. That's a crappy cold open, right? It's not like, oh, today we got tons of game news, big game updates, new releases to talk about. You know, when there's an exciting day and you do an exciting cold open, it starts the podcast with a good, vibrant feeling. But you can't really do that every day, right? So I don't think that makes sense in that regard. But understand what you're saying is, okay, don't ever use the longer intro. Well, I feel like if I'm not going to do a cold open, right, I think the longer intro is actually appropriate, and I do enjoy having the variety of intros, so that's not exactly the same every day, because honestly, when something is exactly the same every day, it feels too samey, too uniform, and kind of gets boring, right? I like the fact that every morning you don't know if you're going to get a cold open with a bunch of stuff and a shorter intro, or you're just going to get the
Shut the fuck up, you dumb bastard. Everyone likes fucking, you know, they like an intro they recognise. You don't need a long intro. OP Boone, as much of an arse kisser they are, is right here. The long intro is not necessary.
Longer intro, me dancing around. I think it's nice. Now, if people disagree, let me know, but that's why I do it that way, okay? So I think the feedback to remove the guitar riff from the on-demand video makes sense. The feedback to say just use the shorter intro and always do a cold open, I don't think that works because I don't always have a cold open. If I did...
Well, he's not telling you to always do a cold open either. You could fucking just start it on demand. If you don't have a cold open, Phil, like today, for example, you didn't have a cold open. Your show could just begin with a short intro.
Then it would make sense, but I don't think that really works because, sadly, I don't always have a good cold open for the show. Now, your suggestion, it would be more interesting if your intro was a minute of fun highlights from previous shows. Sure.
But Phil's not going to waste time making them. He can't. He's too busy doing things like, you know, masturbating.
Sure, it would be. I agree with you. It'd be great. But I can't do that because I don't have any video editing. I don't have time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here all day doing the work, as you know. If anyone wanted to put together a montage of clips from this show or stuff like that as an intro, like a better intro, I'm down for using that. But again, you have to understand, it's a kind of a community effort. You know, I would love to use a better intro.
Community effort. The community makes the effort and Phil fucking profits from it.
I don't have one. I use what I have. Right? So if anyone ever likes the show and wants, hey, I'll do a quick montage of stuff for an intro for Phil's show or whatever, yeah, I'd be willing to use that, but I can't make it myself. So if anyone's interested, let me know. We'll talk about it. You can submit it. We'll test it out and stuff like that. Okay? Excuse me. So another suggestion from OP Boone here. We'll just go right to the next one. Actually, wait a minute. Let me check because I'm not checking on anything. I just want to be sure that I'm not missing out. Okay, we have a couple shout outs to do. So I'll keep time for that. We'll do like maybe 10, 15 more minutes of suggestion box and then we'll go over to shout outs so that way I don't run out of time. Okay. Cool. Consider using OBS's built-in pause recording feature to give yourself or cat a break whenever needed without having to fully stop a recording. This can be found next to the stop recording button. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Is that it? That must be it. Pause recording. Okay, this is something new. Once paused, the pause button turns blue.
Well, it's not new, by the way. You just don't fucking have any concept of what buttons do because you don't bother to do your research in what is your business.
And the bottom of your OBS window will indicate that the recording has been paused. Once you come back from a quick break, you can press it again and resume as normal. On the recorded video, it will seem like a normal video cut. Jumping from when you pause to unpause? Really? No shit.
Why does this confuse you, Phil? Why is this a fucking surprise to you? Oh my god. Fucking buffoonery. Jesus Christ, man.
So for example, if I'm in the middle of a video, and I was like, I gotta get Jasper Kitty out of here, I'll be right back. I can click that and come back and unclick it, and it just skips the dead air. I didn't know that at all. Okay, I'm gonna use that. I mean, let me think. I guess I could use it if I have to use the bathroom or something, and I'm not splitting the part, I could use it. And I guess, yeah, there's a few instances I feel like I could use it. All right, I'm gonna try to use this. I had no clue that's what that was. There it is. It's right there. It's a little pause button thing. And that's cool that it just jump cuts basically in the recording. Then again, I've never tried it. Would you like to try it right now? I'm going to try it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Everyone watching on demand, you're the ones who are the test case for this. Everyone here live on the stream won't see it, but we're going to try this right now. Okay, ready? Watch this. You ready? This is going to be funny. All right, I'm going to test it right now. We're going to click this pause recording button, and when I come back, we'll see if it worked. Ready? And... okay, so I clicked it, and it says, recording is paused. I've never tried this before. Are you ready? I'm going to scare the shit out of the people on demand. You ready for this? This is going to be funny as hell. Right? Watch this. Okay. Ready? Okay, did it work? Did it work? Is it working? Did it work?
Jesus Christ. Well, Jesus. I mean, yes, of course, naturally, we're going to try and get some sort of, like, freeze frame here. But...
okay.
Which one?
Ready?
Which one are we going to do here? Jesus.
Here's the deal. This week, I have 2 very large bills.
Jesus, the blackest eyes.
I also have my day off on Wednesday. Bring this up because
Like, what the fuck? It's all bloody, though.
support if you were already planning on supporting me this weekend.
Jesus, man. Oh my god. Prophet is saying he won't be able to upload multiple videos if he uses pause instead of start and stop. That could be a problem for him. People are saying he can see the pores of his nose. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna try and get a frame here. I got a little screenshot here of all this. Jesus Christ, man, this is nightmare fuel here. This is gonna look very weird, I'll tell you that. They're trying to crop out the background. The background of what? The whole face is his. The whole screen's his face. We're sorry, we couldn't remove the background. Try brushing over it with magic brush. I couldn't remove it. It gave up. It broke the website. Website's like, nah, boss, I can't do that. That's hard. I'm gonna put the image in my members Discord. Jesus Christ. Give me a wee second here. I need to try and fix something for somebody. Give me a second here. If I do that, then cool. So you guys enjoy some autos right now, and I'm going to try and fix something. Just bear with me here while I try and fix something behind the scenes here. So yeah, give me like 2 minutes. You guys enjoy the autos.
If you can help me and Timmy, please do. That's what I need help with right now, okay? Again, I'm not asking for anything above and beyond. You know idiots will come out and prayers. Phil's saying he wants you to pay directly.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
Yesterday was a really slow day for me on stream. I didn't make a lot of support yesterday. It's you guys, and you know, how much you're liking the content I'm doing in a given day, how much you can afford to support that content. Can you argue it's a begging model? I mean, I guess.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money, the only time I chill is when I pay my bills, the only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
Scumbags and mental cases on the internet still support I'm a beggar and I'm a loser and I'm on level 1. That I can't go on a honeymoon with my wife. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm on level 1.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills. I need this money,
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
beg for this money. I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
If you are watching his shows and you're paying his bills, you're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
serious money to entertain you, and he wouldn't do it. But you're gonna still fucking give him $200? You're gonna give him $50 to pay his fucking bills?
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Got a job. You keep your money. Fuck that guy.
I understand that people right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tips.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Situation. And in particular, I don't know why you guys. Okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips, meal.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
My day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Why are you laughing?
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
So hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, that's funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your one day off for the week when you're.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss? What did I miss?
No, it's not fucking.
Well, apparently we've had a member bomb. Thank you very much to D-Dog for gifting 10 members to the channel. And congratulations to the following people for getting memberships. Congratulations to Cal V1N, Sleepy L2R4, DB James, the Jeffrey Epstein Files, Larry Longballs, Hippo Cat, Jason, Trey Didas, Joshua Huff, and RM. Congratulations to you guys for getting memberships, and also big ups to D-Dog for being very kind to gift memberships in the first place. So very nice indeed. I'll need to be reminded to add that to the end bingo board list when we're finishing today. But yeah, I'll try and remember that before we finish. There we go. So guys, I had to. So yeah, I was just fixing a little something there behind the scenes. I think Agent Proper banned somebody by mistake, so I was fixing that while I was away there. So I was like, okay, let me just try and get this sorted. The things that Agent Proper does on his phone without him realising it is insane. Like, he gave me a super chat one time without meaning to, because if I can sat down his phone. So, but yeah, in this case, though, he went and banned somebody by mistake. I think by sitting in his phone. So there you go. But it's all sorted now. Though, we're all good. Yeah, exactly. Agent Pro says, "Oh my bad." It's okay, pal. It's okay. I went and sorted it. It's okay. It's like so quick, like they kind of vanished. I wasn't sure if it was a timeout or a ban, and like they still couldn't talk for a while. So I just went and checked, and they were, yeah, I went and got it sorted. It's all good, man. Don't worry. But yeah, Agent Proper's butt cannot be underestimated. It is quite a powerful force indeed, especially when it comes to when his phone's in as well. But yeah, guys. So yeah, and also that was a good thing to happen as well. We have some speed up juice built up, and we needed that speed up juice built up. You know, that was a very necessary evil, I'd say. Also, Tacozilla has already had some fun with making the background transparent. So we have a transparency now around Phil's face for this, and yeah, I can only imagine the sort of things that you know, some creative minds can get up to with this kind of thing. Jesus, I mean, as I wasn't sure what frame to fucking use or whatever. I mean, there's a variety of potential choices here.
Okay, did it work? Did it work? Is it working?
Like that as well, like when he's just staring into the fucking thing. Oh god. Jesus Christ. We might have another contender. We might have another contender. I think I must. For science, I must. Jesus Christ, man. So I think we can go there.
It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because
let's see. Let's see how this turns out. I don't think this is going to work either, but I'll give it a go. Give it the old college try. It actually worked. Oh my god. It worked. Well done, that. Jesus Christ. Let me eat that towards my members as well. They can do with that whatever they wish. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus, I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I have nothing. Oh my god. This is horrifying. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Banana Jones, with a very specific example. DSP looks like a demon in an indie RPG maker game set in Japan. There you go. Probably someone done something on Twitter as well about this. I can only... Oh, god damn. I know. I'll come on, show us some good Twitter memes already for this. I was hoping for some good Twitter memes already for this. Phil had a very strange, funny face, and nobody in Twitter has. DSP finally admitted he turned the ad frequency up. He's been denying it for a month. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. From Poem Suture. So yeah, when Phil said it earlier on about the fucking adverts and all that shit from the suggestion box, Phil had been pretending he hadn't turned them up. And now he's saying, oh yeah, I had. Anyway, fuck it. Let's go on with a bingo, everyone.
Did it work? So hopefully I didn't scare the crap out of those on demand. I wanted to test it. So let's see, because now it's recording again, supposedly. So I cut out a few seconds there. If you're watching on demand, let me know how it worked. I'm curious. Hopefully it doesn't like fuck up and corrupt the video. Oh god, that would really suck. So let's see what happens. And go from there. But if that works, that's cool. And I could use that for sure during streams and stuff. So let's see what happens. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much. That is awesome. Thank you, OP Boone. That's an amazing suggestion that I can implement right away. And so just from those suggestions from Boone, the first suggestion, where can I cut out the guitar riff from the intro of the on-demand video? Yes, and I will try to remember to do that from now on. And can I use the different intros? Well, the reason I do the different intros is because I don't always have a cold open. I feel like the show would be not as good if it just has the same intro every day. So therefore, that's why I use the two, and I think I'll continue to use the two. But that recording pause button is a great suggestion, and I'm going to start using that for sure. So thank you for that. Okay. So let's go ahead. I got to find it now. There it is. Okay. Let's see here.
This is a 1.5 speed.
Okay, so let's read this next suggestion. And we can't do too many more, but let's do a few more here. So here we go. Here's my idea. Instead of having a 10 to 15 minute Q&A segment that extends the podcast, now for clarification purposes, I don't do that every day, right? I only do that on days when we have extra time at the end of the show, and I want to see if anyone has things on their mind to talk about before we go to the game, because that way we don't have those questions during the game, right? It gives you an opportunity to ask me stuff before we get to the game, so we don't have burning questions that I go, oh, let's start playing the game. Oh, wait, here comes a ton of questions from the audience now because I'm interacting, right? But anyway, he says, try taking a 10-minute break after splitting the second gameplay part and talk with the viewers about what they're thinking of the game or stream. Okay? Now, OP Boone responded to this suggestion, and he said the following. I think this is an interesting idea. He did something similar when he was on Twitch. He would have only an hour or so pre-stream, because this is before it was a podcast. It was just me talking over slideshow. Then he would do a gameplay stream for about 2 hours, but then he would take a long break. Right, my breaks back then were like 30+ minutes, remember? I would actually stream for like 2 hours, then leave for a half an hour, and then come back. And the consensus I got then was, you killed your audience. You lost your audience in the 30 minutes. It was too much of a break. He since cut back on gameplay for the day stream. He does 3 hours, but he can still squeeze in a short intermission. Right, now what I do is I do an actual podcast, not just me talking over slides, but the podcast has segments. We cover game news, things I never used to do. So the podcast is longer. But since I've made the podcast a more dedicated part of my work with better visuals, better audio segments, I feel like I hair in my mouth. Since I did that, the podcast is more popular. The podcast now gets more views and support. Those pre-streams used to be dead. It was just me talking, and then when I finally got to the game, people were like, ah, hallelujah. Now, this podcast actually has a following, right? There's people who just listen to the podcast and they don't stick around for the game. It's kind of flipping on its head. So before, I usually get around 4 hours of gameplay per stream, but I also had a very lengthy break in between to break it up. So that way I wasn't sitting here for 5-6 hours straight. Now I don't do that anymore. Now I do this podcast. I usually take a 5 to 10 minute break if I have to use the bathroom, and then I jump into gameplay, and that's it. The gameplay's consistent. It's just all nonstop, no big breaks. So I phased out the idea of a big break because of your feedback. You guys were telling me that when I was doing those big breaks, it was killing the engagement and the attendance of the stream. People would just leave during the break and never come back. So the feedback was, don't do that. Do it more streamlined.
Who wants to fucking sit there for 30 fucking minutes with nothing to entertain them? Yeah, Phil, I mean, for people that are not aware of this, Phil legitimately used to just fuck off for like 30 minutes on Twitch. This is back when he didn't actually have a podcast. He would just like basically have a shorter thing where he'd talk over the sides playing. Yeah, and then he'd play, and this is on Twitch or whatever, and then he'd play a game for a couple of hours, and he would legitimately fuck off. Like, at the point of his stream, so the longer he's streaming, the more attendance he's getting, the more the stream's growing, the more support is there as well. And then all of a sudden, in the fucking blue, at the height of his fucking popularity, Phil's like, okay, I'm going to fuck off for 30 minutes and just take a big ass break. And he would have nothing to show the audience, nothing for them to watch. Well, in that time, nothing. He would just mute the stream, and he would play ads maybe or whatever, or play music. Or there's very little to keep the audience there, waiting for Phil to return. And it's like, and of course the fucking stream died after that fucking point. Why wouldn't it fucking die?
So that's how I do it now. Okay? So what this person is suggesting is bring back the big break, and during that big break, talk about the game. Okay.
Bring a 10-minute break is not the big break, Phil. What the person is suggesting is that in between, like, maybe if you're fucking playing the 3-hour game, day gameplay stream, you have your first 2 parts, okay, you're in your final part, but before you start gameplay straight away again, when you press record again for the final time, you could have just a little 10-minute segment talking to your audience. Guys, what's your thoughts on the stream so far? What's your thoughts on this and that so far? Just a little thing. 5-10 minutes. He's not asking for a return or a big fucking break. You're putting words in their mouth randomly. And the stream broke.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Is there nothing on the internet that I won't masturbate to?
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck. This is the fucking Shawshank Redemption, right? But with more tunneling through shit and no fucking redemption.
Scotland forever! And she's a big fucking bitch!
Okay, I don't know how much that would work. I mean, it's interesting to maybe say that, but don't we talk about the game when I'm playing it? Like, it's not like when I'm playing the game, I'm just sitting here playing, ignoring you guys, right? I'm talking with you guys the entire time that I'm playing the game, and we're having that conversation and interaction. Why do I need to have a formal break to talk about the game? That's a little confusing to me. Because again, you have to understand my methodology of why I do the things the way I do. Okay, we have a podcast.
Money.
And that podcast will cover certain topics, okay? Including news, the schedule, things going on in my life, right? Phil's day off, stuff like that. It's all segments that are interesting to you guys. You like those segments, right? So after that's all done, at the end of the show, if we have time for Q&A, I purposefully open up the show. Why? So that you guys can talk with me about whatever topics you want before we start with the game. Because let me give you an example. Today we're playing Baldur's Gate 3, and as soon as we start, we're going to be going with the Hag quest line. We're going to track her down, fight her, and finish it up. Imagine if I didn't do any Q&A. So I do a podcast, and then immediately we start Baldur's Gate 3. You want to know what would happen in the first half an hour of Baldur's Gate 3? Everyone would bombard me with questions. Hey Phil, what's going on with this? Hey Phil, what do you think about this? Hey Phil, wait, I'm trying to play the game. Why are we doing Q&A? I'm trying to play the game, right? That's what happens if you don't have opportunity to have interaction with the streamer first. I've seen many streamers, this happens. They turn on their stream, and immediately they can't play the game. They've got to talk with their audience for 30 minutes before they can get to the game because everyone has topics on their mind. That's why I try to get that Q&A in at the end of the show, okay? Now, if I didn't do that Q&A segment, and we did it later, what's happening is, sadly, we're creating that break again in the middle of the gameplay that people told me directly they don't want. People outright said during the Twitch days, we don't want big breaks. Your breaks in between gameplay break it up to the point where people leave and don't come back. So stop doing breaks in the middle. And that's why I said, okay, we'll do the podcast. I'll take a short break, sometimes use the bathroom or whatever. That's my break. It makes sense to do it then because it's the break between the podcast and the gameplay. And then once I start with gameplay, I just do the constant gameplay, right? That's definitely the formula that works, okay? So that's why I do it that way. So what this person's basically saying is go back to the old way. And I'm like, I don't think that would work. You know, and what it is a lot of people who make these suggestions too don't realize that I've been there, done that, right? And that's what it is people that haven't been around long enough to say, oh, Phil used to take a big break like that. Remember? Yeah, I did. And it didn't work. People hated it. People wanted me to have everything segmented properly. Once I start with the game, I'm just going to be here playing the game for many hours. It's not, oh, Phil's here, he's going to take several breaks during the gameplay. It's going to be all broken up, right? That's literally what used to happen. It used to be, I stream 2 hours, I would take a break, and I would go from like 500-600 viewers down to like 200, and people would come back. And people would be like, man, those breaks are killing your streams, okay? So anyway, unless someone has a counter to that, I definitely feel like essentially the way we're doing it now is the best way because it allows me to basically get the most out of the time I'm playing the game. I'm not massively distracted by side conversation because we didn't have it during the show. We're not breaking up the gameplay with a break or unrelated stuff. It's just once I'm in the game, we're in the game to make progress for the day, right? That's the feedback I've got, especially when I'm playing hot new releases and people want to see more. That's what works. And it took us a while to get there. You know, I used to have more breaks and interruptions and things, and people just kept giving me feedback. This doesn't work, improve. So I've improved over the years. I hear ya. Maybe some people just feel it's too samey, but it's working, right? So I think we should stick with that, unless, again, someone has a counter to it and say, no, I don't think this is working. You know. Okay. Let's do one more suggestion, and then we'll get to shout-outs, okay? So let's see here.
Fuck you, Phil. Fuck you, Phil.
Bruh.
Okay, ginormous thing, and this is in regards to when Kat and I did our co-op gameplay like a month.
For fuck's sake, who cares? Thank you very much to Logan K for the super chat. I mean, again, I don't know why Stream Elements won't play these animations. They played as far as I can tell, they played the member animations, but they're not playing super chat animations right now. I don't know why. But thank you, Logan K, for the super chat, who says most streamers can chat and play at the same time, even when they can't. The chat rarely cares. Most people just enjoy the vibes. Skill issue. Yeah, I mean, I don't play games much myself, but I can, like, you know, when I do like GTA 5, it's been a long time since I've fucking done GTA 5 Chaos Mod. I am definitely bringing that back soon and doing some more of it because I want to try and complete that fucking thing. But yeah, I enjoy talking to people when I'm playing games. It's good to fucking get, you know, some interaction and discussion, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of takes your mind off the game as well sometimes, especially if the game's got a frustrating part, whatever. It's good to talk to your audience, and yeah, a streamer, good streamers can play a game and talk to the audience and engage with their audience. It's not just one or the other. Phil has never struck me as somebody who's very good at multitasking. And that's not just me being mean to Phil. I'm not fantastic at it myself. It's not something, so yeah, it's something I think people take for granted sometimes when you fucking just see people do streams online, you know what I mean? It's actually not the easiest thing to try and like maintain several conversations with your audience while you're busy playing the game at the same time, which also demands your attention. I mean, for some people it might be easy, because some people just might have it, you know, they might be naturally gifted in that way, for lack of a better term. It's just the way it goes, you know, some people are built for it, some people can do it, and some people can't do it. Phil strikes me as somebody, he's never been very good at multitasking in that way, where he can discuss things with someone while he's, even if this person's there in the room with him, he struggles to talk to them while playing the game. We've seen that before in the past, a long time ago when he had like Leanne in his stream with him or whatever, or you know, Howard and Rambo or whatever. Sometimes they were playing, you know, in the background as well. And more recently as well, those like a Dragon streams where Cat was there. And a lot of it was just like, you know, it was like he's basically saying, he's saying what he's doing. He's not talking to her about whatever. It's like when he had the controls, he's saying what he's doing. Not, and rather than just discussing things with her. Prophet says, don't you suck at games? Like most of the time you're dead and they're losing, so you have the time to chat. I'm not a great gamer, I will openly admit that, yeah. I'm not one of the best overall gamers in the country, unlike some people, yeah. But yeah, that's Warren kind of sums up perfectly. It's basically talent and personality. That's what makes these fucking top streamers the top streamers. They have talent and personality, sometimes more of one than the other. But yeah, you need a good blend of it for sure.
Month ago, right? In Like a Dragon. So keep in mind, if you didn't see that gameplay, you might not even understand where this person's coming from. But let's read what they have to say, and then I'll see, you know, what I want to say in response. Okay, my suggestion is in regards to co-op gameplay with Cat recently. I want you to be open to change rather than rejecting this outright. I don't just reject things outright, I listen. And if it's something that's ridiculous or over the top demanding, then I'll reject it. But so many suggestions have been quite good. So I don't want you to feel like I'm just going to reject it just because, you know, it's not something that I'm doing. By the way, I'm going to open the window again because now the landscapers are gone.
Shut the fuck up, Philip. You want me to beat your ass?
Get out of here, Philip.
I will eat your sweater vest for dinner.
Always been a fucking douche.
Okay, so what's hilarious about this is I'm just going to read it and I'm going to respond, but people, alright, I'm just going to read it. Your streams with Cat are meant to be a co-op experience where you two are having fun together. Having Cat play the game while you watch chat is not fun. Not for you two, and certainly not for anyone watching. We want you two to laugh and talk and enjoy being together rather than Cat grinding through a game mode she's already beaten and you're screening what questions are asked. You should both be active in playing and talking. Cat should not be turned away from the mic. You should not be fielding the questions, especially for her. The interest in these streams is Cat and what she brings that is different from a normal stream. If she's going to play the game and focus on progress, there's no use in her being there. If she's going to say nothing or be in a bad mood, there's no use in her being there. I understand you want her to be actively interested in playing the game, but she shouldn't be so interested in it. She's not participating in the social part of the stream. My suggestion is to change your mindset about what a co-op stream with her should look like. Instead of looking for a game that you're both super interested in, look for something that is light and fun to play that will spur conversation between you two and should not require a lot of concentration. Ideally, you should find something that is two-player, but something that you can switch back and forth playing, but also acceptable if you keep the conversation going while playing, because there's something like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon that will be great. The game should be forced to carry the weight of entertaining the stream. That's what you and Cat are there to do.
It's a very sound suggestion. This is why a lot of people said Overcooked would be a good game for him to play with Cat, because it would be a kind of fun thing. It's not the most difficult controls in the world. It's very simple controls. Very simple controls. Like little 3-minute rounds or so. You're trying to fucking do things together, but it's easy to talk back and forth as well. It's a fun fucking game, Phil. You know, but Jesus Christ. How is Phil going to shoot down this suggestion, I wonder? Ah, fuck it, Brooke again.
I mean, it's terrible. All this hands are all over the place. You're like a sweaty octopus trying to unhook a bra.
Okay, let's unpack this as quickly as we can because it's an insane amount of text. And if I really unpack it detail by detail, we'll never finish the show. Okay? When Kat and I do co-op, which we've done once now, literally, all right? The idea was that we're going to do something that she's interested in doing and playing so that it'll be fun for her to be here while also interacting with the stream audience. Okay? That was the idea, all right? Kat is my wife. She's not a paid employee. She's not a formal co-op partner. As much as you guys probably watch other streamers who they have regular co-op partners and paid employees and people who do this together, she's not a YouTube professional, okay? She's not.
She used to do streams, Phil. In fact, the way the very first interaction you two ever had together was Kat asking a question about OBS, and you, somehow being a genius with OBS for some reason, decided to answer. The sheer irony that the very first interaction these two had, at least the one that most people are aware of. We don't know if there's any other previous interactions between those two that predate that, but Kat's tweet about OBS and Phil fucking was the white knight in shining armor. I'll answer your OBS query, my darling. I am recently single.
She does not want to sit here reading chat, answering your questions. I want to explain that to you right now because I think some people have this weird misconception. She's not even into doing that. Like when she's trying to read it, she can't even pay attention. Like it scrolls fast and she can't even like keep up with it. All right. She's not like me. She hasn't been here in front of a laptop every single day for the last 10 years streaming, and she's not used to doing it. That's something that if she eventually was here doing co-op with me for a while and we're used to it and we get into the swing of things and she's always looking at the chat and always getting used to it, then she could do that. She literally said to me, this is how it should work. You know, you sit there so you can see the laptop and you can field the question and I'll play the game. And then if I get bored, we'll tag out or whatever. But that was the whole point. Like we planned it ahead of time like that to work like that because she's not comfortable being here running a stream. She's not a streamer. She's my wife. And this is where people have this weird misconception when we did the co-op. Well, you see, she wasn't having fun and she wasn't directly talking to us or answering questions. And she was never going to do that. She's not a streamer. Do you not get that? I mean, people, I guess not. It's like anyone who's on a stream immediately must be like a full-time streamer and knows exactly how to run the stream and do everything. No, that's not the case. I mean, even to some extent, when I used to do co-op with John Rambo, right? He wasn't really into doing the stream stuff either. It was just us kind of playing the game together. And then every once in a while, you would glance over at the chat or whatever, right? But even then, it was more like us focused on playing the game together. That was the focus, not the stream aspect of the interaction, right? But people have this weird misconception that like anyone who streams is a full-time professional and should absolutely be running it in this crazy way. No, it's time for a reality smack, okay? Not everyone is a ginormous fucking streamer who does this all day, every day, and knows exactly what they're doing to the point where they can run it ultra professionally to your level of satisfaction. The fact that Kat even stepped foot on stream after 5 years being away from it is nice, right? So why do we have to go from 0 to 100? Why can't there be a short, adaptive process of getting her comfortable to be on streams? And then when she's comfortable, then we can have these levels of improvement. I
mean, the suggestion was play a game that isn't too mentally taxing, a pretty smooth, chill, calm, easy game to play together. The guy is saying that what you did with Kat on streams didn't work. It didn't work for her, it didn't work for you, it didn't work for the audience, it didn't work for YouTube, it didn't work at all in general. And he is telling you alternative ways it could improve things. And you're saying no because you're not a professional.
Do you understand that when you say shit like this, you make it that she doesn't want to be on stream? I'm serious. Because the whole idea was, oh, she'll just be here to be casual. It's not ultra serious. She knows more about the game, so she can play the game, and I'll do commentary, and we'll add our, our ideas of what we want to do with the island together. I'll run the stream so we can talk to the audience and stuff like that. It's casual. It's not supposed to be ultra serious. But immediately you start holding those co-op streams to such a high standard. I don't understand why it's not super perfect like this and this and this. Why is she not looking at the stream? Why is she not talking? Why is the audio not perfect? Why is it? Well, now no one wants to do it. You understand? When you immediately become so demanding of something that's just an experiment, something nice to throw out there and try, no one cares about it anymore. So the second time that we did Dondoko Island, and the game definitely was getting boring, and we knew that, right? We're like, okay, so what other ideas can we do, or what else can we do? And immediately when you see just gross negative feedback, then why the fuck would we want to do co-op again? No, really, I mean it. What do you think? Like, you're saying something like this, you just gave us 1, 2, 3, 4 plus paragraphs. And every paragraph basically says, your co-op's up, your co-op's up, your co-op's up, your co-op's up. Here's why. What would you think would inspire us to do it again? How about everyone take a step back, take a deep breath, all right? And realize something. Everyone's just a human, a normal person, all right? Not everyone is some kind of a fake persona that they can put out there to always be ultra happy, to always be enjoying every moment of everything. The problem is...
I mean, like you? Pretending you're fucking the happiest you've ever fucking been in your entire miserable life?
You're used to that because you're so used to being spoon-fed fake shit from streamers and content creators. You don't understand that that's not reality, okay? When you watch us do co-op, you saw the first co-op stream went really well. We were making great progress in the game. We were having fun doing it. The second co-op stream, it got super boring, and that was relayed in the content, and we decided not to continue it because we're real. We're not fake. We're not sitting here, everything's happy, like we're on fucking snorting pixie sticks and rainbows and fucking high on Percocets and shit. We're not like that, right?
I'm gonna just tick off Hateful Swords now.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Tempted to fucking tick off weird noise as well, but nah.
We're normal people. And you immediately, a second attempt that we try to do co-op, and things don't go as well because the game kind of got boring, immediately, here's a laundry list of things that went wrong, and how do you not understand how, because we're not doing it as a fucking professional deal, right? This is not a paid employee who knows professionally what they're doing coming in to receive a paycheck. This is just us sitting down to do something fun together and to try to get her reintegrated into streams. All right? It's time to stop with this madness of everything must be held to this insane high standard.
So, Phil, let's be honest here. Let's be fucking real. You want to fucking get real? Let's fucking be real. You fucking got Kat back on streams, even though she clearly was not very comfortable being fucking there, because you fucking wanted to try and monetize it as best as fucking possible. She hadn't been in your fucking streams for fucking like years now. We hadn't seen anything from her for fucking years and years and years. And all of a sudden, you know, oh, Kat's going back on stream, so guys, get your fucking wallets ready. She's going to fucking play like a dragon for us, not shit, and do the Dundalk Island thing and all that crap. And it's going to be great and amazing, you know what I mean? We'll talk to the stream, we'll field questions. You guys can ask Kat questions and all that jazz. Well, your sole aim, your primary #1 goal, having Kat on stream, was to try and make as much money from her being there as humanly fucking possible. And when she fucking had enough and didn't even want to fucking stay for the whole entire second stream, and she waddled out of the fucking stream, rage quitting the goddamn thing, never to fucking return because the stream got boring, you were boring, everything was fucking boring, then you're blaming the game for that. You're blaming the fucking game for her getting fed up. Remember, this is a fucking part of the game she already completed herself. And she went and fully, you know, maxed out the fucking Dundalk Island herself when she played it at first herself. You're only fucking bitter about it because you fucking did not make as much money from her being there as you would have liked to have fucking made before she fucking fled once again for probably another few fucking years. And this person was giving you some very good suggestions. They told you what was wrong with it, and they're trying to tell you ways you can fucking make it better for future. And now you're saying it's not going to happen. Because him fucking trying to suggest, I'll fucking play a game that's not as hard. Play a chill fucking game, a nice simple game. Just to have fun so it's not mentally taxing. That suggestion apparently hurts Kat's feelings. Fuck you and your fucking feelings. Thank you Logan K for the super chat who says, he accepted money to have her on stream. This was a professional move. This excuse does not apply. I fucking agree wholeheartedly. Phil, at the end of the fucking day, you tried to fucking profit off your fucking family, so, you know, and it didn't fucking work out to you, and she doesn't want... I can only imagine... Remember, she only came back a second time because you fucking kept harassing her. You told us as much. I kept saying to Kat, you know, you want to come back on stream, you want to come back on stream. You said that, Phil. You said your words, you want to come back on stream, you want to come back on stream. And Kat's finally like, yeah, fine, okay, whatever. Stop fucking asking me now. And then she fucking rage quit. She fucking waddled out the fucking stream because she was fucking fed up. And of course, it's the game's fault. The game that you're loving, by the way, is the game's fault because it was boring. That part of the game anyway. Aye, sure, Phil. It wasn't anything to do with, you know, you couldn't fucking make it fun for her. You couldn't fucking find a game for you to enjoy together or whatever. No, it's the game's fault. It's always the game's fucking fault. It's never your fault. But yeah, it's... I don't know, it's just crazy to me. There have been very good suggestions on what the two of them could fucking play together just for fun. There's a lot of games out there which are very simple, fun co-op games. Mario Kart, for example, is a great fucking suggestion. Overcooked is a good example. Even, you know, what about Portal 2? Portal 2's got fucking co-op, for God's sake. Try and do some fun, challenging puzzles together, you know what I mean? Ah, for God's sake. Well, no, apparently these are all fucking terrible suggestions. Because, you know, I don't know, because I don't know. Fuck knows why. But guys, thank you very much for liking the stream, by the way. We have 100 likes on the stream, which means we have a free space. And not only do we have a free space, you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by supremely talented Pixar Animations. Remember, keep an eye on the bottom right for Jasper to do his thing. Good cat. Oh, fuck me, man. You get the point I'm saying, though. You get the point I'm saying. Like, there are tons of games that could easily play together as a co-op. And it would probably be interesting to watch and play it and be fun. But because Phil was not better prepared, Kat will not return. At least not for the foreseeable future.
Alright? It was nice she came by. If we find another game that we find that we want to do together that seems like it's going to be a fun co-op experience, we'll do that. And if not, we won't. People keep saying, why not play It Takes Two? Why not play? Because we're not interested. We're not fake. We're not going to do the co-op stream and pretend to like the game just to make a paycheck. That's not what we're all about. We're not going to sit here and fucking waste everyone's time being, you know, characters on a stream. That's not the point. And the fact that you don't get that is kind of disheartening. That people after 16 years of me making content, you still can't tell that this is really different from other content creators who are always over the top, positive about everything, sugarcoating, fucking stars and fucking rainbows and unicorns about everything. Everything's great. And that's how they get all their sponsorships. And that's how they make all their money. But we're not like that. We never have been. We're never going to be. You're going to get the real us when we do anything together. Okay?
Real you is a piece of fucking shit.
Okay? And so, if we're going to play a game, we want to find a game that we know is going to be something that we're both going to enjoy. And it's hopefully going to translate into something entertaining for you to watch as well. But it's not going to be, you know, basically turning it into something so ultra professional and so overproduced and so ridiculous that it's fake. Literally what you just said is you want us to always be playing games where we're both doing co-op gameplay together, right? But also you want Kat to be ultra professional, be looking at the chat herself and reading questions and answering every question herself, even though she...
And that's not what he said, Phil. You're putting words in this fucking guy's mouth because you're not fucking happy with what he said.
Fuck off.
Thank you very much to some guy named Steve for becoming a bingo baddie. There's another name I'll need to remember to add at the end of the bingo stream. But yeah, big ups to some guy named Steve for becoming a bingo baddie. Cheers, pal. Oh, Jesus Christ. Meester says he sent me a picture. God help us all. Meester fucking got creative again. Give me a second here. What the fuck's he done now? I'm not sure about this at all. I'm gonna let chat decide if they like what they see there, but I'm not entirely... I don't know how I feel about that. Tacozill's been fucking busy, I'll tell you that much. Jesus Christ, hold on, let me guess. Tacozilla made this. And then he made this. And Ash got involved in this as well. Ash got involved in the creative fun things. Made that. And Tacozilla ended things off with this. So there we go. I mean, so much goodness there. First of all, Meester wears fucking Freck armor to protect. Is it to protect him from all the abuse that Freck gets? So Freck now has armor. Let's just get rid of that and never see that again. Thank you, Meester. And then this is where Tacozilla's ones making that. People thought this was the best one. The Las Vegas sphere. Face on there. Oh hell, man! You could probably make that a bit bigger, maybe just to cut out the white, you know, the white edges. I don't know, but yeah, you got Phil's face on the Las Vegas sphere. Oh god damn! And then you got this is Ash, the field of view normal, field of view Quake Pro, the old Minecraft settings. And Tacozilla's final one, you know, third rock from the sun, incoming message from the big giant head, snort. But yeah, there we go. So big ups to Meester and Tacozilla and Ash for getting creative there with some of these images that have been thrown in the members' Discords. Like big ups to theirs. Big ups to all that creativity.
She hasn't literally done a day of streaming in how many years and doesn't do that professionally, doesn't even know how to do it. She has problems even like you know, catching up with the chat and stuff. That's why she has me do it, because I'm here every day doing it. It's like, where are you coming from with this? Right? What? His wife's gonna be on stream? Well, that better be the most highly produced professional stream I've ever seen. What the fuck are you talking about? No. How about no?
But Phil, he didn't say that. You are pretending he said that.
No. How about if we do another co-op stream, it'll be fun because we're gonna be real people just messing around, having a good time, talking with chat. You know, actually, we're coming up to a point where she hasn't been on stream now in about a month. So maybe she would want to appear on a stream, and maybe it would just be like a Q&A stream because now we haven't done it in a while. So maybe now it'd be more fun to just do like a hangout session with Q&A rather than anything else, right? And I'll see if
what's she gonna fucking say, Phil? What are we gonna fucking learn from Kat after a whole fucking month?
she's interested in that. But if we fucking do the stream and all people do is complain about she's not looking at the camera enough and this, that, then fuck it. We're not gonna do it. It's stupid. You are being stupid when you're over asking for things that don't make fucking sense. You know? Just be real and be understanding that it's nice to have someone new and refreshing on the stream. Stop being ultra demanding the moment they put a toe on camera because you think that everything should be overproduced and over happy. That's not life. That's the fakers out there who are sugarcoating their shit and shoveling advertisements down your throat. You're so used to it. You just think that's life. It's not fucking life. It's not real. It literally doesn't exist. You're looking at cartoon characters on a stream and you're demanding everyone else acts just like them. It doesn't happen in real life, okay? It's bullshit. And I can't believe you like the bullshit, honestly. Really. I think that it's absolutely ridiculous that you think that that's something that someone should aspire to have on the stream. It's terrible, you know? So, yeah, here's the thing. I definitely feel like we need to do stuff that's going to be fun together. We thought Dondoko Island was going to be fun together. It wasn't. It was fun at the very beginning, right? And then immediately got boring. But the truth is, that's the game mode, right? Like, I'm not even going to go back to do it. It's so boring, I'm not even going to do it in the game. I'm skipping it. There's no point in doing the game mode when it really was superfluous, right?
It's such a fucking boring game mode, and Kat completed it because why? Kat done the whole entire game mode herself, and then she fucking tried to help you with the game mode. If it's a very shitty, boring game mode, then why did Cat complete it very happily the first time round on her own?
It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions side with tips, if you can. Just saying. You know, what's hilarious is that people saying stuff in the chat. You didn't listen to a word that I said. So here we go. All right, goodbye.
He's deleting in bans. Here we go. Deleting in bans are in full force. I love how Phil took a lot of what was on that suggestion box comment, and he has taken so much of it out of context. The guy gave some very good, fitting suggestions. Was he wrong? Phil, this is a question for you, Phil. Was he wrong with his analysis of how the stream went when Cat was on it before? He was making factual observations. That was it. He wasn't fucking trying to be a detractor or whatever. He was making factual observations. Cat wasn't happy. She fucking left the goddamn stream after all, you know what I mean? She was not having a good time. She was bored. You were bored. The game mode was at fault, whatever, you know what I mean? These are just factual observations, and he told you ways to potentially, you know, have a better co-op experience together. Telling you to play games that I know is mentally taxing or whatever. Just little fun, chill co-op games together. Find something you both enjoy or whatever, you know what I mean? And yeah, Cat can sometimes look at chat, and sometimes you can look at chat as well, whatever. I mean, if it's going to be a cooperative streaming experience, then if you're trying to sell it as that, don't then pretend it's not. When I think of a cooperative streaming experience, it kind of makes me think, oh, we're going to get to hear from both of these fucking people then, and get both of their takes, and get both of their inputs, and all that shit. And instead of just like Phil being the fucking vessel to fucking voice and talk and all that shit, well, Cat silently sits there sullenly playing a fucking game that she doesn't want to be there playing.
Literally, they just sit here and shit on me. I didn't have the chat open. I was just talking based on what was said, right? And now you got fucking idiots coming in here being toxic and shit. And I'm not paying any attention to it. And I immediately look at the chat, and here comes the toxicity, right? Oh, we know that he doesn't have the chat open when he's doing this, so let's go ahead and just fucking hit him with a bunch of toxicity. By the way, it's all fucking sock accounts, too. Excuse me. Look at this. This is literally like 15 sock accounts. It's probably all the same person. More than likely, it's all the same person. Here you go. Here's another one.
Alright, okay. Guys, which one of you was it? Fess up. Which one of you guys was it? Is whoever had the low sock accounts in here right now? That's so calm. You step up now and you admit it was you. You're not gonna get into trouble.
One. Here we go. Here's the other one. Okay, keep going. It's hilarious. They're all random names. No one who's recognizable who we even know from the chat, because they're all new accounts. None of them even have profiles pictures.
Yeah, they still must have made those accounts at least a day ago to talk in your chat, thanks to 24-hour sub-only mode. Funny that.
Right? They're all the same fucking person. This is ridiculous. Alright, I think I finally got rid of them. So anyway, here, allow me to give you my best feedback. Get a fucking life and stop sitting in my chat with 200 fucking stupid accounts there. We know it's all the same person. They're all the same account. Anyway. Okay, in a nutshell, all right? Kat and I would like to do co-op in the future, and we'd also like to do other Q&A streams as well. But it's not going to be often. It's going to be special when it happens. That way it feels special. It's not, oh, we're doing it all the time. It's samey and now it doesn't mean anything, okay? We were talking about...
I wanted it to be fucking special, but you're like, oh, Kat's not been on stream for a whole month. I wonder if I can drag her fat ass back on so we can do some more Q&A. Oh, yeah, it is too soon to drag Kat back on stream. How about you wait until your birthday at the very fucking least and see if she wants to fucking do it then?
About maybe having her come on, you know, basically to hang out just to do Q&A. That's it. Just a Q&A stream again. Because we don't have any games right now that are co-op that we're interested in, right? You know, Helldivers maybe would have been something interesting, except it's not couch co-op, right? It's only online. There's no point. We can't do two people in the same room doing online on camera. It's not going to work. So that's not that kind of co-op we're looking for. So we did look into co-op games. Like we were looking for a bunch of co-op games online. We looked into that Overcooked. It just looks boring. It doesn't look like a game that's going to be fun to do. We're going to get bored with it within a few stages. Like we watched someone play it for like half an hour and we were bored watching them play it. So imagine now us playing it and you watching it, right? So that's probably not going to work either. And again, we looked into other games, and we're just not too interested in any of the ones that seem to be the big suggestions, right? Maybe we will eventually get into one where, okay, you know, this is one that we're interested in. But right now we're not. And by the way, right now, there's no time in the schedule for it, because I'm already having to take streams off this month to do other things, you know? And we're in the middle of RPG Mania, where I gotta get through these effing RPGs to start new games, okay? So, It's going to be something that we look more into later in the year when there's ample opportunity for it, when the schedule opens up. You know, typically in the spring, summertime, that's when schedules open up a lot because there's very few game releases and there's time for this kind of stuff. And that's definitely what we'll look to do, okay? So thank you. And I understand, but what I got to say is you have to stop being so demanding about it because you take the fun out of it when you become demanding. Like the first Q&A stream that we did was super fun because it was the first time Kat had been on stream in so long. The second Q&A stream we did, their questions weren't as good. Be honest, they were drying up or being repetitive. And then immediately a ton of negative feedback. Oh, she looked uncomfortable. Oh, she looked bored. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? When immediately you start complaining, it's not fun to do anymore. Okay? The first stream of Dondoko Island, we were both engaged and having fun and we were getting a lot of progress and it wasn't boring yet. We're having a good time. Second stream, again, the game turned for the worse. It got boring and grindy, and we were just having, getting exhausted trying to do it. And immediately, here comes the negativity again. Oh my God, so boring. Why isn't she looking at chat? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Really? None of that helps. All that does is makes people uncomfortable. All right? If you want to be understanding that if she's gonna be on a stream, she's not a full-time streamer, it's gonna be some uncomfortable moments. There's gonna be some boring parts, right? If you could just shut your mouth for 5 seconds and try to enjoy just the fact that someone else wants to be in the content, then maybe they'd be more inclined to be back. But the moment you start complaining about everything, because you think that you're so entitled to such the perfect level of content at all moments, is when things go south. Do you understand that? Really? I just don't... it does drive me nuts. It does. Because, I see both sides of it. I see the public side of what you guys are saying, and I'm behind the scenes here with Kat, and I see how she reacts to this stuff, and it's just like, why can't people just be, happy that there's content in general? Oh, I'm happy to see that Phil's wife wants to be on stream with him and hang out with him and have a good time.
Phil, why the fuck... Hold the fuck on. Why in the fuck is that any of our fucking concern? Like, do you want people to throw you fucking money because fucking Kat waddled her fat ass back on the stream for the first time in fucking years? No, why is that entertaining for the audience? Yeah, fair enough. Alright, you finally fucking managed to convince a big fucking massive fucking, beefy bitch of a wife of yours to come back on stream. Well done. But that on its own is not going to fucking merit, having Velcro balls open up all over the fucking place and throw you a whole bunch of fucking money. What is in it for the audience to have her there? It's like why? It's like you are trying to entertain an audience first and foremost. You are a content creator. Maybe you should try and keep your personal life personal if you don't really plan on trying to entertain your audience with your family being there.
And with him and be a part of that. As opposed to, oh, Phil's wife's on stream. It's time to now micro-analyze every second of the stream and tell them everything they're doing wrong from beginning to end. What? How did we get that jump? I just don't understand. She's coming back to streams for the first time in 5 years. Man, she better be absolutely prepared to be an ultra professional on that stream every second. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is how you turn people off from wanting to do stuff. You understand? But I guess not. Because that seems to be the general attitude on YouTube. In general, just on YouTube in general. For example, when I started on YouTube back in the day, all right, and I would upload my crappy camera content that looked and sounded awful, but people found it funny. No exaggeration. When you watch the content back and you look at the comments, it would be like, wow, this is excellent. Some free content. Someone's playing the game and I get to see if it's any good. Wow, the commentary is pretty funny. The gameplay is not great, but that's not what we're here for. We're happy just to have free content and to enjoy. Now what's happened is YouTube's been around for 15 years and it's oversaturated with content. So now it's...
Here's what's fucking happened, Phil. People done what you were doing, but doing it far fucking better. People are doing it in far better quality, far more entertaining than a fucking begging professor like you fucking did. Basically, you got surpassed by your peers who fucking adapted and fucking moved on and fucking grew and evolved. You stagnated, sat there stuck in your fucking ways, thinking, oh, this works. This works. I'll keep fucking doing it. You are a delusional little fucking idiot. You were one of the first people to fucking start doing this, but you have been left behind so far in the fucking dust, so far behind that you can no longer think to yourself, I wonder if I can catch up. You're more about trying to fucking just stay fucking barely relevant enough to fucking still make a fucking living barely thanks to your fucking audience's generosity. You were fucking there before fucking PewDiePie. You were there before a whole bunch of fucking other people like fucking Ninja and all that shit. Think of all the fucking massive names in gaming content creation today. Phil was there before 99.9% of them. And yet they fucking did what he couldn't do. They managed to fucking turn what they fucking did into a very successful fucking business that fucking made them fuck you money. Phil Burnell made some good money, but he blew it all in ridiculous fucking shit, and now here he is fucking begging for fucking handouts so he can buy his fat ass wife some sushi tomorrow.
It's like the moment someone uploads content, it must be of the absolute utmost, utterly polished, best at all moments content, because if not, it's trash. No! That's not reality. That's not life. That's not how it works. Okay? Really. It's not. Why do people expect all of this? This is wild. You drive me nuts with this shit. You do. And the fun part is, I know for a fact that that's not everybody, right? There were some people who were just so happy to see Kat come on a stream after 5 years away. Well, this is nice, just to have someone else on the stream with Phil, and it's someone who he loves, his significant other. You know, they were just happy, and I'm grateful for that. We are grateful for that. For those who just wanted to see her and see how she was doing, and just, you know, just to listen to her talk and just hang out and do something a little different. You know what I mean? That's nice, and I'm grateful for those people. But for those who just want to be ultra demanding about every fucking part of everything that we do, that's ridiculous. And, you know, it's never going to be like that. Just to be straight with you, no, we're probably never going to get to a level where she's going to come on stream and it's going to be like ultimate production value. She's super comfortable looking at the chat. How? She'd have to be here every day just like me to get to this level. Not everyone can even just look at the camera and talk naturally. You know what I mean? So it's time to wake up. Either you have her in content or you don't, but the moment that you get over demanding is the moment that she doesn't want to do it because it's too much of a hassle, it's too frustrating. If so many people are upset at it, then why do it, right? Just chill the fuck out. I mean, that's really the best advice right now. Just chill the fuck out. Stop being so high-strung and uptight and demanding of everything in life. Just chill the
Phil, you're the one that's being so high-strung right now. You may want to fucking take your own goddamn advice here.
fuck out. And everything will be better. I promise you. As I've gotten older now, and I've learned to lean back and more relaxed and say, you know what? You can't control everything. Not everything's perfect. Just chill out a bit. Life is better in that way, man. But when you're just uptight about everything, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. For a second, just sit back and relax and stop being so demanding and so ridiculous.
I want to remind everyone what the demanding suggestion was. Basically, everything that happened from that Like a Dragon co-op stream was fucking bad. Kat wasn't happy being there. They were both of them bored, you know, they were super uncomfortable. Kat didn't really pay attention to the chat because it was just fucking her playing the game for the most part. These are all valid observations which are true. And the suggestion continued. The suggestion was play games that are not as mentally challenging, you know what I mean? Just basically chill games, nice easy co-op games that don't require a whole lot of, you know, complexity to try and understand them, so you guys can easily talk back and forth. Apparently that suggestion is super ultra toxic and demanding and won't want to make Kat return on stream again. Funny that.
Okay, anyway. We did a lot of suggestion box today, huh? So in conclusion with that, like I said, probably the next time Kat appears on stream will likely be like a Q&A night. We're going to try to find a time to do it. We can't do it right now because already I'm trying to get through games and we're backlogged on these RPGs and I've had to take multiple streams off this month and I have to take another one off next week. You know, there's not the time for it right now. But when she comes back, definitely it'll be more relaxing with probably Q&A, and eventually we would like to find other games to play. We've looked into some. Sadly, we just didn't see any good ones that we were too interested in.
How about this, Phil? How about this for an idea? And I think this is a fantastic idea. Phil is taking Monday night off to do his Patreon stuff and behind the scenes taxes stuff or whatever. How about while he does that, Kat plays Like a Dragon for his audience? That way, Phil won't miss out on a streaming night because Kat's taking over, and she knows the game after all. There you go.
You know, so we'll get to this stuff, okay? We will eventually, all right? All right, we got to do shout-outs now because now the show has run late. This is why people say, why don't you do suggestion box? Literally every time we've done suggestion box, the show runs late. Every single time. So that's why I don't do it all the time. Okay. So our first super chat of the day is from Ash Run, who did a $10 super chat. Says, what's your opinion on Rooster Teeth shutting down as one of the original content creators in the video game industry? You're late. I did a whole segment about this earlier this week. So go back to the earlier podcast from this week. It was either earlier this week or late last week when it was announced. I have a whole segment on it on the show. I don't want to retread that ground because we're already behind today. So go check that out, and you should enjoy my take on it, I think. I hope. I try to give my perspective. I'm not a huge fan of Rooster Teeth or anything. I just kind of know of their existence. So, okay. I received a $10 tip. Okay, it's an anonymous tip. I was trying to find a name in there because it's a big message. I was like, is there a name in there? There isn't. It's a $10 anonymous tip. Okay. So, Phil, I think one possible reason why you've been getting more support on your podcast is because when people support and bring up topics or ask questions, they get a more detailed response rather than during gameplay. You tend to keep the responses much shorter and try not to distract from the game, which makes sense. But at the end of the day, people don't usually watch streamers because of them playing a game. They tune in because it's them playing a game. Give it some thought, love the content either way. And you know, this is exactly what I've been saying. It seems to me, now that I'm in my 40s, we're going in a direction where, yes, gameplay will always be an integral part of my content. And as soon as we play various games or whatever, right, it's going to get more exciting or less exciting, right? But essentially, what's going to happen is people are going to care more about me talking and interacting and having opinions and thoughts than me just playing a video game. And I know that. Like, I already know that's where we're going. I've already talked about this. This is why the podcast in some cases does better than the gameplay during certain days. This is why people are asking me for shows on other topics. Can I do better, longer reacts on this topic? Can I, eventually branch out into other shows? Yes. But not immediately. It's going to be a slow transition, right? I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Not just drop everything and be like, well, because we just had RPG stagnation for 2 months, just drop all the games entirely and we'll just do talk shows all day. No, we're not going to do that. But we definitely should look to adopting more of what people are liking. And right now, the talking style is definitely what people are liking more. Case in point, right? just a few weeks ago. We had a random night stream that was open. This was before we were in RPG Mania and trying to push. And I said, it's just, what should we do? And everyone said, just do a night chill stream. I did, and it was super interactive, super engaged, tons of support. That's what people wanted. People just want to hang out with me a lot. It's not always about the games anymore, right? Cool.
Well, the choice was that or Tekken. They would rather have had you do that in Tekken. That speaks volumes. Mr. claims that he's made some more artwork and he's promised me it's not freak. So give me a second here. Oh, he's basically is this. He's done this in the soy jack format. So there we go. Oh, fucking hell, and Tacos all as well as that again. Hold on. I need to share Tacos all as well, what he's done. So this is Mr's efforts here with the soy jack version of the face, and this is Tacos all just got some big space battle going on. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, for God's sake. Thank fuck he's off tomorrow. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ, man. Fuck me.
All right, I received a $2 tip from Nico. Says, unpopular opinion, I miss linear games that were around 10 hours long and had a proper focus and better pacing. Nowadays, all these games are 100 plus hours with a million side quests and terrible pacing, and nothing happens for hours. Sadly, getting older and having more, etc., means that I just can't play these games. That's why I find myself going back to the 360 era more. We need more games like the recent Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out a few years ago, a game that you can play 1 to 2 hours per day and finish it in a reasonable time period. I think you're right, and I think game developers, sadly, have jumped on these. This is what happens, is they seriously...
No, Phil. If you're going to try and fucking defend that people do not get value for their fucking money from games these days, then you're not fucking thinking as a gamer. You are thinking as a fucking content creator. Gamers getting great value for their fucking money these days is a fucking fantastic thing. And Keelan has a good point there. 10-hour games need to be perfect. If I spend $60, I need 60 hours of gameplay. That's a good point. It's a very good fucking point. It's... Yeah, I mean, I'm all about fucking value for money. If you're fucking paying big fucking bucks for like a short fucking game, it's a waste of fucking time, in my opinion. Unless that game is extremely replayable. If the game's a very fun game and it's a very replayable sort of game, and you can see yourself playing it over and over again, unless that's the case, then yeah, it's probably a waste of money, in my opinion.
Seriously, end up going into like these fads, right? And then they just can't get out of them. So whether it's the looter shooter online co-op fad, whether it's the battle royale fad, whether it's the games as a service fad, you know, it's just a fad. And they're always behind the ball too. Like they see one game that becomes popular and then they all have to copy it. So what is the game that everyone copies? Witcher 3. Literally, Witcher 3 was the game that put a giant open world, insane amount of content, meaningful content, but like all for the same price as the regular game. They're the ones that were the first. And then every fucking company says, we got to be like Witcher 3, right? We got to have the open world. We got to have the million pieces of content. We got to have this and then no one has stopped. It's just been like 7 years, 8 years of everyone be like Witcher 3. Well, guess what? We've played Witcher 3 and your 1,000 knockoffs, but now maybe it's time to do something different. Maybe it's time to innovate. Maybe it's time to do something more streamlined that's just better than doing an open world, right?
Maybe you should just shut the fuck up, Phil. Thank you very much to Kel Denson for the super chat, who says, it's, what's that symbol say? That Phil close-up is giving me Derek vibes. I can see Derek and Phil looking down from above, chasing a fleeing, distressed Panda Lee and children from down below. Jesus Christ, Kel, your imagination is fucking terrifying. Your imagination is like, you know, fucking heaven forbid someone gets a fucking insight into your imagination and draws that. God almighty. Thank you for the super chat, but horrifying imagery. Kulum says, I value my time. A game needs to get to Dollar Club. 1 hour equals $1 spent. And I only play games I enjoy. $30 plus dollar game equals 30 hours. $15, 15 hours. There are games that are there are games that are members of my penny. Okay, I mean I got a bit confused at the end there. So there you go. Sorry, but yeah, I'm kind of agreeing though in terms of like, yeah, it's got to be worth your money. Like you can't just fucking waste your money. Like game developers can't charge you big bucks for a very limited experience in my opinion for games. It's just, but I don't buy a whole lot of these games these days. Phil, I mean, someone else said it as well in the chat earlier on. Phil thinks everyone's buying 20 plus games a year. Most people do not buy as many video games as Phil does. Most people just fucking pick and choose the games they want to fucking play. They'll do their fucking research into games thinking, is this a game I want? Is that a game I want? Phil plays a ridiculous amount of games compared to most normal gamers.
It's hilarious that they all are still copying Witcher. They are. That was the innovator. That was the one. That everyone. Well, from now on, everyone's just got to be like Witcher 3, right? If it's not as good as Witcher 3. Okay. Okay, I received several tips. So first, I received a $9 tip.
This bodes well for our square.
From 1 Minute Man. A $9 tip, okay?
What?
He's doing weird tip amounts now. I don't know what he's doing this for. Now I gotta do math. Okay, he says, good progress yesterday. You make it difficult to provide non-spoilers when you start a new quest before finishing current ones. A couple things puzzled me. Why didn't you give the voodoo doll a couple of whacks? That's all you need to do. Because the voodoo dolls hurt their subject matter. A voodoo doll is tied to someone. So if you hit a voodoo doll, you're gonna hurt someone. That's how voodoo dolls.
Oh yeah, Phil said tips. My bad. I want to take off tips.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Also, even though it wasn't a full $25 tip, it is still 1 Minute Man. He is a whale.
Work. Right? You impale a voodoo doll with a needle, you hurt whoever that voodoo doll is tied to. So I didn't want to hurt. I mean, maybe it was what's her name, Zell, whatever her name is, who got turned into the sheep, Marina or whatever her name is. So I didn't want her to get hurt. Why did you waste the scroll of fly in the vault room instead of putting it to good use during combat? I already have fly spells. I don't need to care about using those during combat. But obviously, I wanted to get the loot. Good luck with Aunt Ethel. She's in hiding, but you'll find her. Oh, I'm sure. I think it said that she was in the same building, actually. I think maybe you have to go to like the basement, or maybe she's impersonating somebody else. Okay. So now, 1 Minute Man tipped me $8. You see what I mean? Like he broke his tips up. It's all these messages now. So we have an $8 tip. He says, lack of mobility still seems to frustrate you after 100 hours in. At least have a companion in your party who casts Long Strider on all of you. With greater mobility, you could have saved Cash Guard Loretta in the Counting House combat. Also, the newspaper quest doesn't trigger in the journalist if the journalist was being impersonated by Orin. Oh, was the journalist being impersonated by Orin? Now I don't even know. Also, there's a couple of quests coming that will require disguises, so stealth, if you want to... Disguises and stealth if you want to try to rescue some innocents. I can't speak today. I don't know. I'm tripping over my own words. Okay. All right, we have another one. We have a $7 tip. I'm going to give you guys a wild...
And here we go. Here we go. We can take off $30+ in tips.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning. I'll guess who this could be from, right? Okay. Our third pop-up. Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for all of your tip support this morning.
So let's summarize. $9 plus $8 equals $17. Plus $7 more, $25.
I appreciate that. Okay, cool.
Is it 25? 24, well, close enough, fuck off.
It's from Duty? Oh, it's from Duty Streams. Oh, okay, thank you, Duty Streams, for throwing your shit over here on mine. Actually, no, stay the fuck out. Okay, so 1 Minute Man did a $7 tip, and he says, it's a good thing you finally discovered the alchemy menu and had the ingredients to make Hagsbane. You know, I think I found it early in the playthrough and just never remembered I had it ever again. You can make a lot of potions and elixirs there. You could need the potion of glorious vaulting. It will increase your jumping distance. You could have avoided frustration when your enemies turn invisible with the sea invisibility spell. I totally forgot that existed. There's a sea invisibility spell. There's also a sea invisibility scroll. I forgot it even existed. You're right. Again, that's a symptom of the game has so much to it. It's so overly complex that 9 times out of 10 there's a solution, but I've forgotten what it is because there's too many things in the game, right? The game is the opposite of simple. It's literally complex for the sake of being so complex. And for someone like me who's never done this kind of game before, never played D&D before, 9 times out of 10 those things, those nuanced answers are going to slip through my fingers. Okay? Oh, right. He says, if you had accepted Volo's offer to remove the parasite in Act 1, maybe in the second one. Yeah, I guess. So now I guess we can spoil, because people spoiled it so much during the playthrough. I don't know why they did this. People kept saying that if in Act 1, Volo offers to remove your eye, well, remove the parasite from your head. And basically what happens is if you say, go ahead and do it, he stabs your eye and basically destroys your eyeball. Okay? But then he ends up replacing it with a magic eye. It's the same magic eye that Will has in his head. And basically that eye ends up allowing you to see more things than normal. So you can see like invisible enemies and other shit. And that would have obviously helped in the playthrough, but logically, do you think you're going to let this jackass stab you in the eye? Does it sound like he knows what he's doing to remove these parasites? No, of course not. So I didn't let him do that. Excuse me. It's one of those situations where, like, it's a neat thing, but obviously a logical person would never let this jackass rip their eyeball out. So you have to know that there's going to be a positive benefit from it to do it. Unless you just are a crazy chaos follower and like, yeah, fuck it. Let him rip my arms off and shove them up my asshole and see if it cures this. And hey, maybe I'll get a fourth leg out of this or something, you know. How would you know that? Obviously, you're not going to know that unless someone's already done it, right? Excuse me. Okay, continuing on. I received a $10 tip. It's an anonymous tip, so hold on. Okay, You mentioned one of the flaws of Baldur's Gate 3 is that you have to study and research to get good at the game. I saw your Tekken 8 review video. You said you had to do tons of studying and research to get good. Why is it a flaw for Baldur's Gate 3 and not Tekken? This tip is for the playthrough, not the podcast. Hashtag playthroughs matter. There you go. Well, there's a very simple answer to that. It's what I've said many years. I started talking about this way back when with Dark Souls 1, when everyone said, oh, Dark Souls isn't a bad game. You just have to put time and effort into learning its systems, which entails work of like getting the strategy guide, studying a wiki online or whatever. Here's the difference. It's very simple, okay? Competition. Whenever you're trying to be competitive at something in life, you do have to put time, effort, research, training into it. That's the point of competition, is that the time and effort you sink into it then comes out in your competitive play, and then you can excel, right? I'm not in any competition to make the best playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 ever. I'm not. It's a single-player game. You understand? It's not, oh, I need to study and compete against real people across the planet to get a win streak, and I'm not going to get a ranking at the end of my Baldur's Gate 3 run. You see? It's meant to be a narrative single-player experience. So the way I see it, if it's a narrative single-player experience, you should be able to sit back, relax, pick up your controller, and say, today I'm going to immerse myself in this cool RPG world. Here we go. Not, you boot the game up, and immediately you're hit with 700 nuanced things about the game engine that you can't remember, and now you're fucked in combat, or you screwed up a quest, someone's dead now. Like, well, I didn't realize that was going to happen. I don't, I've never done this before. It's daunting. It really is a daunting thing playing Baldur's Gate 3 when you've never played this kind of game before. But that's the thing, like, everyone has different feelings. If I'm going to get stressed out playing a game, I want it to be because it's a competitive game. It's meant to be like that. Now, I'm stressed out playing a single-player game that should be a more, like, laid-back experience. But again, it's different strokes for different folks, right? Some people so love an experience that's so complex and has its own unique rule set, its own unique world, its own unique criteria, layer upon layer upon layer. Some people like a one-sheet cake, and some people like a 12-layer cake. To each their own. There's nothing wrong with either one. They both taste delicious, right? But for me, when I'm playing a single-player experience, I prefer to not have to go so crazy learning, memorizing, putting massive effort into playing it. If I'm going to do the competitive game, and like Street Fighter or even an online shooter, then at least, it's because you're beating other people who are also competing against you for the win or for the ranking points or for whatever it is. There's a limited reward pool to go out there for the effort you're putting into the game.
You're fucking limited, Phil. If a game's too fucking complex for you, just fucking say.
That's my difference between the two. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, man. Okay, I think we have covered everything here. I think we've covered everything. We got the one. Thank you, Ashrun, for the one super chat today. That's all we got on the YouTube side of stuff. Guys, case in point, because people say, I don't understand. Phil does these Baldur's Gate streams, and he always gets a lot of tips, so doesn't that mean everything's going well? The reason that I'm really hurting right now is the YouTube side of stuff. I'm getting little to no new memberships. I'm getting little gifted memberships. And a lot of people who used to renew their membership stopped because they think, oh, I'm just going to get a free one, which actually isn't happening anymore.
Phil, this is what you've got your audience trained to do, though. Your audience got fucking trained essentially to wait for somebody to come along like OIC and gift a bunch of fucking memberships. Why would people fucking waste their money on a membership if they know they can wait long enough to be gifted one? Like somebody who's randomly fucking being generous.
But they think they're going to get it now because they've been conditioned to think that because they had 2 months of free memberships. This is the problem. Like, I used to have...
Phil, this is not 2 months of memberships. They have had a whole year of gifted memberships. It's not been 2 months. You delusional fucking idiot. 2 months of free memberships, Phil. It has been far longer than 2 fucking months.
Memberships. And a lot of people who used to renew their membership stopped because they think, oh, I'm just going to get a free one, which actually isn't happening anymore. But they think they're going to get it now because they've been conditioned to think that because they had 2 months of free memberships. This is the problem. Like, I used to have this consistent YouTube side support along with tips. Now it's like, I'm just getting tips. The YouTube support is literally on a downward slope like this. And there's not much I can do about that. I can't make people contribute via that way. It sucks. But that's what I mean, because people are not understanding. Like, I don't get it. Every day I look at your tips goal, you're doing good and stuff. It's like, yeah, but that was one aspect of what I was doing. And that was great. It's great when I get a bunch of tips. It helps. But the whole YouTube support thing is almost going away. And that sucks. And I don't know how to fix that because I'm not the one that caused it to dip. It was troll activity. We were actually really good with that. And then all of a sudden it just gets taken away. And it's like, so that's what I mean when I say stuff like, oh, stuff is tight. It's not good right now. That's what I mean. It's the YouTube side stuff has basically gone away and I don't know what to do to get it back. Because I'm doing the same stuff. You guys are telling me like what I'm doing. I'm working my butt off. And I am going to be playing a variety of games. The one feedback I'm getting, get rid of all these RPGs. That's exactly what I'm doing. We're going to have variety sooner rather than later.
Fuck you, Phil.
Okay. All right. So yes, I shouted out everything. The one super chat's been shouted out, and thank you to everyone who's tipped so far. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Oh, my nose itches. All right. Well, that's that. And the podcast already ran late, so sadly we don't even really have time for much else. Darziak says, Sea of Stars is getting co-op. Would Cat be interested in that? I don't know. The co-op, I believe, is that just each person controls a character in combat. I don't know how much fun that would really be. I guess the problem there would be, I'm like halfway into the game, right? And like to have someone jump in with co-op there, it doesn't make sense. It would like start the game over, but I'm definitely not starting the game over. I guess we'll have to see. Also, Kamaru says, I despise open world games, but what's the alternative to copying Witcher 3? People complain when games are linear. You do that as well. I personally love linear games. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with aspiring to be like a game that was great. My problem is that literally 80% of experiences of games coming out are like that now.
Phil said percent. We can take a percent.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Anyway, we are 4 away from a full house, but bear in mind, we have 2-3 spaces already, thanks to you guys liking the stream and Phil's snort up a storm.
They all literally have to copy each other instead of doing something innovative and different. All gamers want these days is innovation, and we get none of it. That was the point of the video we just watched the other day on the React show.
Phil, why didn't you offer a great innovative idea then? You're always demanding innovation, 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 and yet you don't seem to offer any ideas as to what a great innovative fucking game could be. So how about you fucking come up with a good idea for what an innovative game could be, rather than just fucking complain about not getting it from these hard-working game developers?
Is that it's supposed to be we're at a new console gen, but where's the new gameplay? There's 0 new gameplay. Every game you play fits into this genre or trope or existing pool, and nothing is trying to be different and original anymore. Everything says, here's your shooter, here's your RPG, here's your fucking racing game. They're all the same. It's like, just what's the new iteration with slightly better graphics or a couple new features, but they're all the same games over and over. What we want is something different, not the same game 700 times. You know, when I started on YouTube, there was insane amounts of innovation around that PS3 360 era. Then PS4, Xbox One era, it just became turn everything into a giant sandbox, right? And now you don't even get new games that are different. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth felt refreshing at first, and then I realized, so it's linear story segments that are done well, followed by sandbox repetitive content. And that's what it seems like the whole game's gonna be. That doesn't make a great game. Oh, let's see here. They're not, Han Solo says, it's confirmed Battlefront 1 and 2 are not combined. How do they not understand? That is going to kill the player base for multiplayer. No one's going to know which one to play. Oh, that's terrible. It's going to be exactly the same situation as what we just saw with that Capcom collection last year, where there was like 4 versions of Darkstalkers. And everyone was like, what's the one I'm supposed to play? So you're trying to find an opponent. You can't find a fucking opponent because everyone's trying to play a different version. No, Expand Dog, we're not doing Princess Peach, and it has nothing to do with Dragon's Dogma 2 or anything like that. It has to do with the fact that it's a Nintendo platformer. And I just played Super Mario Wonder, and I couldn't get people to pay attention to Super Mario Wonder, which was a Game of the Year contender. So I'm definitely not going to be playing Princess Peach. People are not going to watch it. It sucks. I like Nintendo first-party stuff, but it doesn't do that well, sadly. Exactly. People say it's a kiddie game. Why are you playing this game? Play something else. They just complain the whole time. So I guess it's a skip for me, even though I like it. Excuse me. Okay. All right, guys, I think it's time. Let's end the show. Again, it ran long. Every time I do suggestion box, we go ultra long. I knew that was going to happen. So thank you for watching. I'm not here tomorrow. So I hope that you all have a safe day, a fun day, and perhaps get caught up on the million videos that I put out this week. Literally on every channel now, there's like videos every day, right? On the Throwback channel, there's both the Throwback playthroughs as well as the Heavy Rain Retro React. On the Reacts channel, we still got parts of DSP versus the Internet going live. On this channel, we've got all the great progress in the RPGs this week. You know, it's just good stuff all around. And I certainly hope that you guys will join me for the fun on Friday when I come back for the full day of the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. I think it's going to be very fun, you know, online with the chaotic stuff that you're going to see. It's a great games. And I guess we'll have to see how we're going to tackle them if they're separated. That was really boneheaded of them to do that, but whatever. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you. Now, wait a minute. You're kidding me. As I'm adjourning the show, there's something on the screen that says ads are going to run shortly. Seriously? Now, this is the first time in the entire stream that's popped up for me. So did YouTube enable it again? You see what I mean? YouTube doesn't know what the hell they're doing. All right. Thank you, guys. See you Friday. Okay. So, guys, let's get set up quickly, but I do need to take a break to use the restroom. That's fine, because then it means that I will not be interrupting the gameplay to use the restroom later. Let's just set this camera up. And as usual, I'm going to get you guys to the dashboard of the game so you can listen to the Baldur's Gate menu music while I am taking care of business, as they say. All right? Cool. Oh, Han Solo, yeah, don't forget the pause function. The thing is, I stopped recording. I didn't need to use it right now because I've already stopped recording. All right. Some of you are seeing an ad right now because apparently YouTube is running an ad. I figured I might as well not pause it because I'm going to go on break anyway. It might as well be the ad now, right? I wonder how many people see an ad and don't. See, it's so weird. It's regional. It's the version of YouTube you're using. So everyone sees something a little different. And it's hard to even be, have consistency on what the audience is watching. There we go. I filled the webcam a little better because yesterday I was a little bit too small. All right, let's go down here. Here's what you like. This is the music, right? All right. So I'm going to take a brief break to use the bathroom, and then I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a few.
And of course, I mean, I don't really need to freaking mute the stream, but fuck it. I've done it anyway, just because. Why not? Is he back yet? Is he back yet? Is he back yet? Or is he still? Oh, he's back in the here. Okay, he's back here. So he returns here. We're still playing Bingo until he starts recording for his YouTube. But here he is, returning from his bathroom break.
Okay, guys, ready? Let's boot her up. Let's get started. Thank you. People are saying, welcome back. That's very nice of you. Thank you for welcoming me back to my own stream. I appreciate that. Okay. What the hell is this? Have we been here yet? Oh, was this, this was...
Was that a burp? Hold on.
What the hell is this? Have we been here yet? Oh, was this, this was where we found Night Song, wasn't it? Yeah. The Lucky Gremlin has gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Lucky Gremlin, for doing that. The YouTube site support helps a lot right now. So congrats to Sweets, The Right News, Dentronics, Caterade, and Aaron Tabor, who just got a gifted membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Alright, we ready? Here we go. Hello, everyone,
and he is now recording for his YouTube, so that's going to bring an end to Bingo, and sad that we could not get a full house today. I will tick off 2 squares randomly because we had 2 free spaces. I'll tick off that and that.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
There we go. But sadly, we couldn't get the full house today. It is what it is. Nothing we can do. Bugged bingo mechanics and all that jazz. Let's go live DSP and see how he's doing.
I can't go to stealth. Why not?
No, he's not long started, so he's still on $46. He's not gained anything since he started doing the bingo. So, well, I guess fuck you, Phil. Fuck you, DSP. Well, bear in mind, guys, I'll say Phil is not streaming tomorrow. It's his day off. King of the Ring is tomorrow. I have an entry in King of the Ring. Hopefully, I'll be able to get past the first round. If I do, it'll be good, but I guess I'll have to wait and see. My entry for King of the Ring is a bit controversial. I'll say that. You can call it a detractor roast. I do kind of go off on a whole bunch of different detractors, but it's all for fun though. It's all banter, you know what I mean? So don't take it seriously. But yeah, so yeah, that's thing. So I'm not going to be here on Friday either. I'm busy on Friday. I will try and be here on Saturday though, and try and do something for you guys on Saturday. Maybe a little bingo session or something. But I'll have to wait and see. I can't confirm that yet. All I know is that no stream tomorrow because Phil's not here, and I won't be here Friday as well. So maybe next time I'll see you guys with Saturday. Who knows? I'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to end things there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for some good bingo antics tonight. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hope you enjoy your Thursday as well, where we end up doing. I will try and catch some of that being said stream tomorrow at some point for King of the Ring. I want to see what my competition have in store as well. Like Darcy the Flow has a wee tune, and I know all these, regular big hitters as well. But here, I'm trying to fucking do their best to impress and all that jazz. It should be a good time tomorrow. So, feel free to check out that being said tomorrow, guys, for some King of the Ring antics and see what all these other creative individuals have come up with themselves. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there. I'm going to end things here how I always end things, by putting today's PIG contributions, maybe supremely talented Pixar animations. So guys, once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping the night in the card. Thank you for the contributions and all that jazz. I'm going to try and race the outro to try and update my end screen members board. I don't think I'm going to win that battle, but I'll try my best to. But guys, thank you once again, and I'll catch you all later. Until then, goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money, when you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, gone. Just gone like that.
I won that race just in time. All the names are added. See you guys later.